New rule. If you want to expose police for being members of the KKK while wearing a mask yourself, well then you should have to join the KKK. I mean, it's perfect. You like hiding your faces and claiming the government's out to get you all the time. Yeah, no, better yet, you should join a group that's actually run by Nazis. That's right. I'm talking about NASA.
Start the clock.
Good afternoon. At the tone, time will be
Real time.
It's the Overdose Talk Show. November 8th, 2015. Hi, guys.
Hi.
I feel like I kind of fucked up the delivery on that a little.
No, it was
It was
great.
fantastic. It was a good job.
I think it was on par with Bill Maher.
Yeah, it was a little bit better even.
Old Billy Maher.
Maher.
You just turn the thing around and claim that someone has to do something. That's that's the whole formula for those.
It doesn't take much.
No, Billy Maher, you know, he's not that funny.
No.
No, wasn't too keen on him.
I used to like him a lot, but he's kind of just like the Democratic version of Bill O'Reilly.
I hate in the new rules section how he always has to look over to his panel for like he's got a weird way of he's like the only person I've ever seen make these two facial expressions at once, which is like kind of smarmy arrogance mixed with need for approval. When he looks over at his panel during the new rules segment, it's like, hey, you guys are good with that, right? Like, yeah, it's pretty good, huh?
It always ends up looking like slightly
Like
That
what?
was funny, right?
Andrea was cutting out.
You are too.
So Anonymous released all these names. Andrea, how many names was it?
350.
350 names of what? Police officers, politicians, whoever else that was. Who are these people?
FBI informants, congressmen, senators, pretty much anyone that could be considered elite or of the elite class that they could definitely that they would
FBI
definitely
informants.
score with the Ku Klux Klan.
FBI informants wouldn't necessarily be elite.
Well, no, but
whatever.
But anyone that had influence or anything like that. So they even withheld some of the names that they had because they weren't positive that those people were actually in the Ku Klux Klan. Ku Klux Klan.
Did they say how they're figuring this out?
No, they haven't released very much
Computers.
information. Yeah, it's
You know,
computers.
they hack them. They're hacking them.
And not that would be that hard, honestly, for people that really know what they're doing to target the right kind of people, you know, law enforcement and otherwise, and whoever else, and just see what's going on, you know, and do a wide kind of sweeping survey of how many, you know, I don't know.
Password is probably just white power.
From what we've seen with all the email hacks, yeah, just try white power. It works 9 out of 10 times.
We're in.
But what we've seen in the past like 5 or 10 years with email hacking, it just doesn't seem to be that hard for people that know what they're doing at all.
When I was a kid, and there was like still
What? Hello?
instant messaging.
Hold
Someone somehow like I was talking to this computer guy. Hello.
Oh, dude,
Holding on.
we got on a weird delay.
That's weird.
Are we back?
You're kind of cutting in and out a little bit, but
All
it
right.
seems like it's getting better.
Oh, I should say we got David Box, Andrea, and Jimmy on Skype in Chicago. I'm down in New Orleans, and we're live for some reason.
Is anyone listening?
I don't know.
All right.
Who cares?
No, the listeners.
Gives a
Just
shit.
us.
So hacking,
Just
right?
us
Yeah.
chickens hacking away at hacking.
So what were you saying, David Box?
I was like 13, and another 13-year-old who was into computers did some hacking thing, and then he made my computer really loud say, "I like gay porn," over and over and over again. And like, I'm 13 and I'm freaking out because if my dad thought I was gay, the dynamic was going to change a lot.
Yeah, he would have started flirting with you a lot more, probably.
Oh yeah,
That.
it would have been slimy.
There was already sexual tension. But if
It's-
he thought
You
I was
could-
gay,
You could
Fuck.
cut it with a knife.
right? Dad had
Any-
a dick like a knife.
I'm not liking this anymore.
So earlier this week, a different list was released that was apparently completely made up. But they,
Yeah, because I thought it was like way more names initially.
yeah. But they are being very thorough, allegedly, and making sure that these people are actually members before publishing their names and social media information, links to their Facebook profiles, stuff like that.
I don't even know. I mean, what is anonymous? And what is the KKK for that matter? But what I mean, like,
Terrorists.
I want to like anonymous. I want to like it. Them. Whatever. You know? I really want to be down, but it's like, it could be anything. Could it be controlled opposition? Yeah, I guess. Does it really seem like it? No, I don't think so. Should I keep asking myself questions? Probably not.
Who else is there with you?
Nobody. It's just me and then you guys up there in Chi-Town. In the environs, surrounding environs of Chi-Town.
I think Anonymous has potential to do good, and so far they haven't done anything that I don't super duper disagree with.
All they've really done is call people out, which is entertaining and awesome. But like, I feel like I'm still waiting for like a big event to happen.
Yeah, I mean, Anonymous, they were like really behind the whole, what was it? The Occupy movement. That was like one of their things, and it just really didn't do anything and faded away.
Well, I went to a couple of those Occupy meetings in Chicago.
As did I.
And if you were there, you could just kind of see how stupid it was. It was like,
Yeah.
it really was. There was like, first of all, no. The cool part of it actually was that there was no centralized philosophy. It kind of seemed like for a while.
Yeah.
But then when it, and so I went down there a couple times, and there was anarchists, and there was right wing and left wing people, and all kinds of people just kind of going at it, and it was interesting and fun. And as the philosophy became more consolidated and stuff, the second time I went, it was all about like, we need free college and free healthcare. And that was like,
They started narrowing things down when it was originally just one big idea of, hey, fuck the rich.
right. And let's try to kind of maybe figure this out. That's what it seemed like at first, is like, let's come up with a better fucking plan and a better system where we're not just getting constantly raped,
Right, exactly.
which I was down with. But then it was like, then it was just like, we need the government to give us more stuff, which I'm totally not down with. Which I'm, I just think that's the path to subservience, is relying on the government for anything.
Right.
You're not saying that, whatever. We always get in arguments about, well, some people need something and we have enough. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. But it's just, in general, like, we don't want to go down that path as a society, in my opinion. So, it just really became a huge turnoff. And I kind of forgot that Anonymous was all kind of in step with them at first.
Yeah.
And then they do always call things out and call people out, and then they always make these threats of like, this will not be forgotten and you will pay for this and blah, blah. And it's like, and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
And it all fits this like movie like control kind of narrative where it's like, where there's enough controlled opposition out there in terms of actually overcoming our real oppressors. There's plenty of controlled opposition out there, and this could easily be another thing that kind of you sit at home and watch on your computer, and just doing that alone makes you feel like you've done something. And it's just another way to keep people complacent of going, don't worry, we got this. And you sit at home and go, oh man, there's these really cool, secretive guys out there that who even knows how they do what they do, and they hack into things and they do all this fucking shit, and I'll just chill here and smoke weed and watch them do it.
Yeah, it's that sense of oh, someone else is already doing it.
But what have they
I don't
done?
need to do anything.
That's the thing.
So
It's like the same thing with like Alex Jones. It's like, yeah, okay, cool sentiment, great interview, and fucking good point. But where does it go? I buy your products, or what happens? Like what are we doing? And
they have a website, and I think you can like sign up to be anonymous or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the sign-up sheet like?
I don't know, but their website, I haven't looked at it in a while, but it was like a little hokey.
The sign-up sheet's just a test, and if you fill any of it out, you can't be in the group. Like, send it back blank. They're like, you're in. You get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of have a spot in my heart for Anonymous, because the things that they say I really do like. When they first started going after the Church of Scientology, before they had the dude with the mask, and their videos were just a picture of a sky with like a female voice.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Oh, that shit! I thought like felt epic.
I've only been hip since the dude with the mask, which feels epic enough on its own.
Right.
If we ever do Scientology or a segment on that, we should bring Anonymous back, because that's when I first heard about Anonymous, and I forget when that was, but at the time
That
it
was
felt
like
really epic.
2009 or 2008,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, that was the first I ever heard of Anonymous as well, and yeah, it was a really like kind of scary video. Like, it kind of gave you goosebumps with how epic it was, how they were calling out Scientology for what it was. And they did a whole bunch of stuff messing, fucking with the Church of Scientology, but
It's also an easy target. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, so if a lot of people, I don't know if you can do it better than South Park did.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I guess there's no reason to think that there's not all these people in the Klan. There's only 4,000 or 5,000 people probably in the Klan right now, and they're supposedly they got to 350 of them. What do you think? Do you think this is real, Andrea?
Wait, I'm sorry. You just cut
Yeah,
out
you're
in the
cutting out.
most important part of that sentence. I don't know what you just asked me.
Do you think this list is for real?
Do I think it's real? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Do you think it's legit? Do you think? I mean, people in the Klan,
Yeah,
people in the Klan now. We'll get into it a little bit, but people in the Klan now are generally like idiot rednecks. So it's not inconceivable that they would have easy to hack email accounts where they just fucking send incriminating shit back and forth.
Yeah. And it's also probably not impossible to trace lines of Klan members in politics. Any place where people might rise to the top because of their connections.
I wonder
or
how
their
many.
power.
So there's like been 3 major clans. The first one right after the Civil War. Then it went away for a long time, and then it resurged in the late teens and 1920s, and then went away again and came back in the 50s and 60s.
Well, they officially disbanded in 1944. Like, that was like an official...
It was?
Yeah, 1944. They were officially disbanded.
But
then they came back during the 60s during the Civil Rights Movement.
Oh, I thought it was the late 50s. Okay. But then it was... So the third time they were around, it was basically because of, like, desegregation was the whole thing.
Yeah.
The second time they came around, was because of a movie called, what was it called? The Birth of a Nation. And it was, remember we talked about it with when we were talking about Jewish owned studios and Jewish run studios and stuff. And if I remember right, in the 20s, or no, 1915, A Birth of a Nation was released by one of those Jewish studios. I forget who it was. But
Judios.
one of those Judios put out, and it was like a really pro KKK film where they were portrayed as like the protectors of white women and you know, peacemakers in society and stuff. Which
We should remake that movie.
just with like the four of us, just
It's
Yeah.
like the kid
playing
in
all
red
the characters.
suits.
It was a
Our
silent
fists are
film.
on our hips with the sunset behind us. We're victorious. We've got those fucking masks on. That's great.
Saving the day, saving all the white women,
Thank God the Ku Klux Klan was here.
Yeah.
saving all the white bitches.
And the evil black dude is like, and I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you nigger haters.
He's stroking his mustache in the jail cell, wearing a suit and a bow tie. Just yeah. You Ku Klux Klan ruined all the fun. Dude,
Have you?
That's Oscar worthy right there.
we should remake that movie. It's just so wrong that it needs to be done. But how great would it be if Mel Gibson remade that movie?
Yeah.
Like a fucking huge Hollywood release, Birth of a Nation. He's like, look, you thought that Jew shit was fucked up. And that's the trailer, just him in a wife beater in a fucking the back of a pickup truck, just sitting there drunk, just like, man, they thought that Jew shit was fucked up. I didn't even say anything bad. Like, you're gonna have to check this out, see the real history of the United States and the true protectors of white women and Christian values, the Ku Klux Klan. Just fades out. Be the greatest fucking thing ever,
I would see it.
dude.
I would definitely see that.
I would buy 150 tickets of that, just and not even go that many times. Of course, I'd go probably like 80 or 90 times, but I wouldn't go that many times. And I would save them, because in 50 years, the fucking eBay value of those ticket stubs.
Forget
Ooh,
about
mama.
it.
Forgot about it.
Yeah, that's what I would
God.
do. That's what I'd fucking do
Let's start a GoFundMe.
to get that movie done.
Birth of a Nation.
Okay, so Birth of a Nation is what spawned the clan that we know as the Burning Crosses clan.
That's
right?
what it seemed like. And as I've been researching the Ku Klux Klan, which I don't know why I think I because of the anonymous article, I just started wondering, like, what the fuck is the deal with this thing? You know, because it's really easy to go, oh yeah, I know them. They're just crazy and racist, and that's their whole thing. And,
Yeah.
and I hate them. And then I was just wondering, like, man, we've been through this so many times where things that are so universally demonized in society, when you actually start to look into them, they usually tend to have a more nuanced kind of history and story to them, and it usually reflects some kind of threat that they represent to the establishment. Like we talked about the long Holocaust revision thing and with Hitler and everything, and how he was actually one of the least of our worries at that time in the world, and blah blah blah, whatever, and he was opposed to centralized banking and all of that, just as a little reference point. But it's every time we look into one of these things, that's just like the topics that you go, I can't go to the bar and bring this up, or someone will punch me for that. When there's a when there's a topic like that fascinates me, because I go, man, what I know about the society means that the establishment probably made that the social climate on purpose for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying that I think like the Ku Klux Klan is necessarily some misunderstood, noble organization. I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying from what I've learned and all the lies that I've fucking figured out, I don't know anymore. You know, I don't know. I wasn't there. I know the modern Ku Klux Klan seems to be a lot of fucking idiots. I know that, but the history is much more weird. You know, you go back to right after the Civil War, and there was a shitload of these secret societies springing up in the South. I don't have a list of the fucking names, but you can look it up. There's a bunch of them all over the South, and it had to do with a range of reasons, ranging from we're white supremacists and we don't want to yield to any of this like rights for black people and blah blah blah, all the way to we think that the North is up to some bullshit and we want to preserve our sovereignty and we're not buying any of the fucking the reasons that they're saying that they're putting these restrictions on us and stuff, which a lot of people felt really crippled and helpless after the Civil War was over. During the Reconstruction period, the North imposed a ton of restrictions on the South, apparently, that made it really hard to get by as a common person. You know what I mean? And there was a big whatever. I don't even understand it fully myself, but you get the concept.
Right.
Racist.
Yeah. So, so anyways, there was a shitload of these things that were founded. And what the Klan people, the pro-Klan people, kind of, that I've been listening to, will say is like, look, this was a thing that was going on back then that the media attributed a lot of things to the Ku Klux Klan that they didn't really crimes they didn't commit as like a centralized organization. The actual thing was supposed to be to preserve peace and restore law to places that they felt like were just, you know, chaotic and there was no plan from the so-called federal government, you know, and these places were just decimated. So they, whatever, that's what they say, is that this was a response to just, you know, a need in society that we needed to form these groups to have our own courts, our own fucking systems of dealing with things in towns and counties and all that stuff. There was a lot of people in the Klan or who said they were in the Klan. And the problem with this is almost right off the bat, it became decentralized. And they wanted to have like a national sort of central committee or some kind of thing like that each regional and you know small town chapter would report to ultimately. But I guess they never really achieved that, and it got to the point that after only a few years, 3 years or something, their original leader Nathan Bedford Forrest actually called to disband the Klan in 1869, and he said the whole thing has been perverted from its original honorable and patriotic purposes. It's becoming injurious instead of subservient to public peace. And he's like, I'm done with this. It's over. So I found that to be really interesting because I've never heard about that, you know? I've only heard of it as this crazy fucking terrorist group.
Well, they the 14th Amendment was introduced pretty early and that's what granted equal protection for the black people.
No,
and
the
then
14th,
they had to
well,
almost immediately.
Hold on, sorry to cut you off, but the 14th Amendment was it was sold as something to protect black people, but if you read the wording of it, it actually basically makes it possible, and this is partially due to a revision that came later on, but it makes it possible to try someone criminally who has impeded on someone else's rights as a citizen, such as it was sold to people as like because the Klan was supposedly and probably, I don't disbelieve this, was intimidating voters, black voters. So it's a right like voting, say. If you impede on someone's right to vote, you're now able to be prosecuted or sued, you know, civilly.
Yeah, it was also like right to work. Basically just like your right to.
But remember, we talked about this when we talked about the sovereign citizen movement. This is the 14th Amendment is what we talked about as being kind of the deception of hey, we guarantee citizens all these rights, but you're also required to be a citizen to do any of this stuff. And the trick of it is that you have a social security number and makes you subject to the policies of the United States corporation and not federal laws.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So that's
well-
the same. That's the same thing. That's what we talked about a year ago or whatever. It's the trick basically that they sold people. Like, hey, we want to protect black people. Don't you want to do that? What are you, some kind of Klan member? Let's solidify this whole definition of a citizen. And make sure that we're all on board with this citizen thing.
Right. That's what started it. And then they ended up making the Ku Klux Klan Act of 1871.
The Civil Rights Act of 1871, but that was the one that was later determined to be unconstitutional by the Supreme Court in like 1882-ish. The government they determined doesn't have the right to regulate against like private conspiracies.
Right.
Do you know about that?
No,
I thought that
what do
was
you mean?
well. They passed. All right, so let's back up for a second. The Civil Rights Act of 1871 first actually was defeated in Congress because, interestingly enough, and I know we're going a bunch of directions at once, but the Republicans opposed it, which the Republicans were the enemy of the Ku Klux Klan. So
Right.
at the time, the Republicans were opposing a bill that was going against their enemy, which I thought was interesting because they were concerned about the reverberations on civil liberties because it was so broadly worded, I guess. So
Right.
it was rewritten, and they got on board, and it passed through. And it basically, it enforced the 14th Amendment and declared the Ku Klux Klan a terrorist organization.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Basically,
I'm sorry. That was done by the federal grand jury in 1870. Like it fucking matters. Whatever. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just had these notes written down. But so the Klan Act, whatever. What did you want to say about it? I keep
I was
battling.
going to say it
but-
gave the president power to suspend the writ of habeas corpus
Exactly.
and arrest anybody. Huh?
Exactly. Sorry. I'm excited because you're on the same page as me.
Yeah.
So what I'm seeing here, does this seem familiar to you?
Yeah.
Now-
Sounds just like the Patriot Act.
This is going to be a leap to some people, but what I started to see here is a fragmented group with no centralized power. Okay, the KKK. That anyone could put on a robe and a hood and commit like what we would know as a false flag, like that bombing of the church in Birmingham, for instance. Anyone could do this. Anyone could represent themselves as the Klan. Anyone could claim to be it. All you needed to do was buy a fucking robe and pay your, membership fee or whatever. That's how they made their money. And that was the biggest flaw, was that it allowed anyone to be in it. And you see where I'm going with this? And you build hype in the media, and you go, this is a terrorist threat, here. And does this sound familiar to you at all? Anybody? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you start building it up. And eventually,
yeah.
and eventually, it
Yeah, like
Sounds
it
like-
could just be anybody.
Yeah.
but then you pass through this act, the Civil Rights Act of 1871, and now the president legally has the right to suspend habeas corpus anytime he can declare there's a terrorist group. Which, by the way, every time we do one of these, there's new ways to classify something a terrorist group. We see it all the time. Remember the thing that the God damn it, Andrew, you'll remember what it was. There was the group, the government agency that declared like wearing blue jeans and paying with cash as a possible sign of a domestic terrorist.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who was that did that? NSA.
A domestic
Yeah, that
terrorist?
sounds right.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
that was like
All
5 or
us.
6
Well,
years ago.
yeah,
I'm just saying. So this was an early version of that. It was anyone that we can claim, is part of somebody who violates the 14th Amendment. Basically, is now a terrorist group, and we can. They went into South Carolina in 1871 with federal troops, and there was no. The 14th Amendment, by the way. Oh no. Habeas corpus, by the way, is the guarantee that you can't be unlawfully detained without a trial and blah blah blah, all that stuff. So when
Yeah.
you suspend that, you just go around and you go, anyone in this group we're picking up, did they commit a crime? It doesn't matter. We're just gonna grab them and we're gonna try them all with being part of this group. We don't, and that's. You see what I'm saying here? And I'm not trying to be fucking defending the Klan. I'm not a white supremacist. I'm not into that shit. I think racial superiority is hilarious, though. I really do. I was watching fucking Nation of Islam videos like all day because I just think that shit's hysterical. I don't know. And I love racial superiority. It entertains me. I don't know why, but I love hearing anybody of any race go like, we're the only ones that matter. The rest of you are fucking garbage. Like, that shit is hilarious. I can't even understand why I react that way, but I will not stop laughing watching any video about racial superiority. Superiority. So that's you get my angle on this, though, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I'm right there with you.
This was the Al Qaeda of 1871,
Yeah.
the ISIS of 1882.
Frighteningly enough, in the 20s, the Klan had 4 million people in it. More than 4 million.
That was the resurgence, which is another thing it's not funny because this version of the Klan definitely, I think, committed the most murders. If you look at the numbers, wasn't it? I know there's
they
a
had
lot,
the most people, so
and it was also just a time of lawlessness that isn't even comparable to like the 60s when they were back in big numbers again. But like
Yeah.
this was the Klan that was doing the most lynchings and all of that kind of shit.
Yeah, this was the new Klan.
It's the new KKK.
The glamorous KKK.
But it came about. What was funny was that it came about basically from a movie, and you see that. What I'm starting to get is that you see parallels to this stuff now, where
Anonymous.
you see how much people kind of want to co-opt culture when a really popular movie comes out, or like for instance, The Sopranos. I can't express to you how fucking annoying it was to live in the Chicago area when The Sopranos got popular, and everybody that had a drop of fucking Italian blood at all started trying to talk like a mobster, and they'd walk around. I remember I was at a bar one time when The Sopranos first got popular, and this guy walks up to this other guy, and he had the guy that got walked up to had a goatee and a mustache, and this is how much this guy was reaching for a reason to talk like The Sopranos. He goes, "Hey, John, what's up with that mustache and that goatee? You look like a Moulin John." And I was like, that didn't make no sense. What? So black people have goatees and mustaches now? That's not a thing at all. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And like, I saw, dude, every fucking stupid wannabe fucking Dago in the whole Chicago area, I swear to God, changed because of The Sopranos. That's just one example, and I've seen this many times in my life. People that are just like massively affected by a giant fucking movie, TV show, whatever it is.
Jesse Pinkman.
Jesse Pinkman, you think?
Oh, yeah.
Bitch.
I don't know if I saw that as much,
Nope.
but you get the idea. We all get the idea. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But
Right.
he, so I believe that back in 1915, when like 3 movies a year came out, and they were all 45 seconds long, and that was all you had to look forward to for the fuck, and the rest of the time, you were just fucking, driving a horse around, and fucking forging iron in a barn or something, and so 1915, you see a movie like that, and it becomes the thing, and everyone sees it, and then you know how now you go to a bar. And idiots are talking like they really know what they're talking about, but they're just quoting things that you already saw on the internet or TV, and you know exactly what they're quoting, and they're just kind of regurgitating things like they're fucking know-it-alls, Imagine how shitty it was in 1915 with that kind of shit. When you go into and bars where Facebook was a bar, and everybody went there, and the taverns and fucking restaurants and town squares, and everybody was there. And that's where the idiots were saying things. And so everybody's watching this movie. So everybody's watching this movie and going, man, the fucking Klan used to protect the women, right? Like, oh yeah, of course I know that. You know what I mean? The average fucking idiot drunk guy who needs to know things and tell people he knows things. And it just plays off of itself until all of a sudden they had like 5 million Klan members.
Yeah.
I can see it. You know what I mean?
It would be so easy to gain momentum too.
Yes.
Everybody would just be trying to know each other on the Klan.
Yes. Not to mention that this time it was way bigger in the Midwest than anywhere else. And if you know anything, you know that after Civil War Reconstruction, there was a big backlash of racism in the North. And there was a shitload of fucking hangings and lynchings and wrongful prosecution and all kinds of shit that went on in the fucking North that doesn't get talked about, can't be attributed to the Ku Klux Klan or redneck Confederates or any of that shit. There was from the late 1800s through like 1915, 1920, there was horrifying trends in the North of basically blaming black people for crippling the North's economy for having to rebuild the South because we had to free the black asses. You know what I mean?
How dare you not work for free anymore?
Yeah, dude, and that was a real thing that happened. The North
You realize how much this is going to cost us?
The North got way racist. Look it up. Look it up. I read it in Lies My Teacher Told Me originally. Remember that book?
No, I never read that one.
Oh, shit. That was like
the internet.
Before the internet got good, Lies My Teacher Told Me was the internet. It was like, holy fuck, I never knew this. You mean Christopher Columbus was bad? Gee. So anyways, that's the deal. And then the Klan got big in the fucking Midwest. I don't know, man. I'm fascinated by the fact that the leader of the Klan called for them to be disbanded in 1869, and that was 2 years before they sent federal troops in to actually disband the stuff. So that says a couple.
Did you know?
What?
In 1871, there was. I just have to mention this because it seems so crazy to me. There was a case where 500 Klan members attacked a county jail and lynched 8 black prisoners. 500 Klan members went to go kill 8 black people who were already in prison.
Mm-hmm. Well, they were probably, how it was back then. They were probably banging tin cups on the fucking, on the bars and making a big racket. Shut up. They probably asked them to be quiet a number of times, Andrea. And,
yeah, all right.
And honestly,
make a very good point.
Those people, they're noisy. No, I know.
Just let them get away with it because of white guilt.
Yeah, but I know. And that's the thing, is there's no question that unspeakable fucking acts were committed under the white hoods and the robes, and probably a lot of them were what you could call an average Klan member, people that were doing that stuff. But what kind of fascinates me is the leadership of it seemed to be opposed to violence the whole time. I don't know if that's just a fucking political face they had on, you know what I mean? Or if it was the reality of that it was, co-opted by small factions all around the country of people who used it as an excuse to be violent through the justification of racial superiority. I don't know if that's, but it's I don't know. The history is definitely way more interesting than the mainstream media or the education you get in school or any of that gives it credit for. Because
Okay, so at which point did the neo-Nazis become involved? Do you
they're
know?
not. See, if you listen to like people who are basically speaking on behalf of the Klan these days, and it's a weird thing again because it's so fragmented and it's so easy to go, hey, we're a chapter of the Klan. We got the robes and we got the thing and we go to the fucking conventions and we're part of it now. And that's kind of the way it's always been. So it's really hard to say who's who and what's what and if there is a centralized purpose and blah blah blah.
Well, maybe I didn't phrase that right. When did neo-Nazis start identifying
Well,
as
this is what I was getting to was
Oh, okay.
if you listen to people who are like, I don't know if you'd call them Klan apologists or Klan historians or whoever, because it's hard, dude. I'm just getting into learning about this, but one thing we know on this show that we don't trust textbooks and we don't trust mainstream history, right? So my alternatives to that in this case are pretty much pro-Klan people. So then I'm in a weird area of going, well, I don't necessarily want to take what they have to say, to be true. But if what they have to say is true, then the information wouldn't be available from mainstream media sources or history books.
Right.
So it's a weird place to be where you go, definitely, I think the Klan has committed a ton of terrible acts, but there's people that say they haven't, and they're also offering me information that I haven't been offered before, that I haven't seen anywhere else, that I think, shit, this should apply. Why isn't this in the conversation? Anyways, they'll say the Klan has never had anything to do with Nazis. Anyone that fucking is part of the neo-Nazi movement has co-opted the Klan thinking that it's a racial cleansing thing when it's not. Mm-hmm. That's what they'll say. Again, I'm just presenting this because this is the other information that's available. There's not a fucking good middle of the road thing on the Klan that goes, well, here's what mainstream history says and here's what they say and here's kind of the facts and you make your own decision. That doesn't exist with the Ku Klux Klan. They're
unbiased facts about the Klan.
They're only bad, and that's what fascinates me. And that's not to say that there aren't things that are only bad. That's not to say that we should break this whole thing down to the point that we go, hey, are child molesters actually bad, or does everyone just say that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to fucking split hairs down to some ridiculous point, but fuck, man. You look around and you see certain movements and groups that are completely out of the question, demonized. You don't fucking suggest even that there might be any legitimacy. That makes me suspicious.
Yeah, me too.
And
it seems...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's a red flag at this point. Anything that's been demonized to that point has to have something better behind it.
Well,
and if their whole process was...
I was just going to say, and it could be that they do all kinds of horrible things, and even maybe at their core it was bad, but there's something in there that threatens the establishment, such as, their views on federal government and sovereignty, and that's what made me suspicious. Even if the reason they want to exercise those philosophies is because they want to be segregated for reasons I don't agree with, even if, does that make it really wrong? Does it? That's my question to the panel.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Because it could be. No, it could be. I'm not saying that I feel necessarily one way or the other. I'm just saying where, you know what I mean? Like where does the real evil lie?
Probably in the lynchings.
Yeah. And that's the thing, yeah. They've done plenty of that.
Well,
But who's
Yeah.
they? But who's they? Who's in ISIS and who's making videos of that says they're in ISIS and uploading them to YouTube and now they're ISIS? And who back then was putting on hoods and they're going, we need to drum up fucking support for this political agenda? Is it unheard of to have a fucking false flag in this country? Absolutely not. There's many that we believe have happened and a couple that have been admitted by our own government that they've perpetrated. So is it you know what I'm saying? It deserves to be flushed out.
Yeah.
The story, like that story, even if the Klan was bad in the end and at its core, the real story is what ought to be told instead of the weird demon, you know.
And that's where I get so suspicious is like anytime there's something like this, it's just there's something about it that they don't want us to discuss or figure out. Because we can't go to the bar right now and have this conversation. We'll get our fucking asses beat.
Yeah.
that's the facts of it.
Nobody would receive this.
Dude, we go up to a table and start telling people the Klan is misunderstood. We're getting fucking beat up.
Yeah, they really like protected women, you know.
Yeah.
They're all from the
They-
niggers.
Christian values.
Jesus Christ. You guys and the N-word.
Yeah, we're relentless.
I can't stop drawing lines between the Klan and Anonymous.
Yes, exactly. Remember my Bill Maher joke? Remember it?
Yeah. I'm also remembering, so just thinking about the idea of putting on a mask and calling yourself part of Anonymous. I'm remembering when we were at the NATO protest in Chicago and a group of, I think they had black bandanas, but they did.
Yeah, they were called the Black Bloc, and they originated from like Ukraine, I think, where they were fighting for Ukraine to become part of Russia again, or at least Crimea or something. And they were basically advocated violence against the police, which is pretty cool. But they were sorry. Anyways, I keep taking over shit, but they were co-opted by intelligence in the U.S., and you shouldn't trust the Black Bloc in the U.S. Go on.
Yeah, well, I mean, you kind of saw where I was going with that. They came to this protest and claimed to be aligned with one side of things, but then used that opportunity. They used that identity to infiltrate the protester group, and then used.
Yeah, that
their
was when
identity.
we were at the protest of the NATO summit in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
And
then they instigated violence at the end, remember? When the police were pushing through, they were the ones who instigated violence.
I was literally standing about 20 feet, 30 feet away. This was after you guys left, because I remember I had told you guys just take off because everything's getting really crazy and I want to get some footage, you know, but I didn't want you guys to be standing there if there was a stampede.
Yeah.
And so you guys walked down the block, and I wish you had stayed there for like 2 more minutes, because what happened is a guy ran up handing out black bandanas to people and going like, do you want to join the Black Bloc? And people, and like college kids were going like, well, what do I have to do? Like, well, here's what we do. We go up and make a difference, man. We actually fucking go up there and throw punches. You just put this on and you follow me. And they were going, all right, let's go. And so this kid in front of me, actually, one little fucking nerdy, like 19-year-old kid ran up to them and went, how do I join you? and the guy pulls a black bandana out of his back pocket. He's like, here you go, man.
You already did.
Dude, and I've never seen anything so suspiciously fucking, you know, CIA-ish ever right in front of my face. Except for the time that I was at the Bilderberg protest and some guys came out with shotguns out of the hotel and formed a perimeter in front of the protest, and they had polo shirts on with a cheap embroidered patch that said police. It just said police. And I was like,
That's my police outfit.
that's totally the CIA right there, or
Yeah.
something. You know, but this guy, it was just such an obvious, like, I don't know, something about it was just weird. And he came up to me, I was like, nah.
No, thank you.
Do I want to go fight the Chicago Police Department at this?
Police from all over the country were there.
Right, and it's like, I agree that, like, okay, if we're gonna, you know what? If I got the sense that, like, it's actually going down, like, we're not gonna just sit there and bob back and forth in a crowd and get bloodied up and then go home. If I got the feeling that it was actually going down, then yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. But no, I'm not going up and fighting for the news camera so this whole fucking protest can be marginalized. That's
Yeah.
fucking stupid.
Also, I'm not going up against 500 police officers in riot gear.
It's not even that, because they're a bunch of fucking cunts and there was way more protesters. And if that's what I'm saying, it wasn't serious. Let me see you break that fucking let me see you break the front line and actually go in and fight. All right, fine. Let's do it. You know, but that's not going to fucking happen. It's just a show for the news. You know what I'm saying? The fuck is that noise? What are you guys doing? Oh, wait, I think something went wrong. I'm gonna try to get them lined back up. Like, what are you guys doing? You don't sound right. You're just beeping. Is that your voice now? So I'm sitting there at the Bilderberg protest, yeah, watching this whole fight, and it just looks like a staged fucking, like a movie, you know, and everybody's just pushing back and forth, and there's nothing really going on. There's no progress in the fight. And then when I watched the news footage of the protest later, that's all they showed. They didn't show any of the shit that was going on all fucking day that was actually kind of cool and actually had a point to it. And, I mean, you're talking about, I forget what it was, 10, 20,000 people marching against the NATO summit. And this is a large segment of society, especially this society. To get that many people off their fucking ass? Are you kidding me? Are you joking? I hope not, because this is not a joking matter. And they didn't show any of that shit. None of it. All that was shown was this, I don't know, you know, you got 50 feet of crowd in this frame on the news camera, just this one still shot of just the fucking protesters and cops rocking back and forth. This is the result of the NATO protest today here in Chicago. It's absolute anarchy here. We can't believe this happened. Two officers have been hurt. One actually bent his fingernail back, and one skinned his knee. And it's a tragic day here for law enforcement in Chicago. Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
It's my old pal
What's going on
Tom.
over there?
It's my old pal Tom from Elmhurst. I don't know. I lost everybody. They're trying to reconnect. We're doing some Skype shit.
Oh.
I'm just reminiscing about my protest
I
days.
know. I heard that, and then I was like, wow, did they go under? I thought you were on a submarine.
Yeah, it's just...
I was like, oh, shit, man.
I
You got a
thought
whale on this motherfucker.
I thought David Box was doing that. Oh, son of a bitch! My references. What's the guy's? Winslow. Fuck. What's his
Yeah,
name?
Michael Winslow.
Yeah. All right, you got it. I thought David Box
Yeah.
was doing his Michael
Officer
Winslow
Jones.
act. Yeah.
Jonesy. Yeah. So awesome.
So what's up? I'm glad you called because now I have someone to talk to. I don't know.
Yeah, I figured, hey, I was actually, I was listening, and I was like, shit, I should probably try and go to sleep. I have court in the morning, and I don't want to seem like some cave-dwelling crackhead when I go in there.
Yeah, what do you...
Bloodshot eyes.
The last time I went to court, it was so stupid. I was there, and luckily we didn't go to trial this day, but I was supposed to go to trial for my DUI. And
Yeah.
I got so fucking high before I left, but I was like, you know what? It's like a half an hour drive. I'm not even worried about it. You know, I'll be fine by the time I get there. When I got there, I was high as fuck and I had no clear eyes, but I was late, so I just ran up to the courtroom and I noticed like a couple of the cops in there and the fucking clerk like looking at me weird. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with it. And I was like looking, is like my shirt buttoned weird? Am I doing something? And I'm like, nah, I don't know. And then I went up and talked to the judge and everything. He's like, yeah, we'll give you a continuance, and then you can come back here and suck our dick next month. I'm like, all right.
You come back less high.
Yeah, and I went to the bathroom after that and looked at myself. And I was like, if you needed a guy to look stoned in a music video in the 80s, that was me. I'm like staring at the mirror like fucking Sean Penn in the 80s. Just
You're like, damn it, dress shoes with athletic shorts, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Why didn't I get dressed before I smoked up?
Did I really wear my can't we all just get a bong shirt? Can't believe this.
Good shit.
I used to have
Yeah,
dreams
so
that I wore this shirt.
I'm pretty
to
sure
court.
this is the first court date I have for this property destruction of property thing.
Mm-hmm.
So all I got to do is just go in there and request my first continuance. You know what I mean? On the basis that I need to get legal counsel or whatever. So it shouldn't really be that. But I still don't. I mean, it should be nothing. But I did one time go in there, I think, for something similar like that, and then just like was whisked off to jail. It's like,
Dude,
okay.
I am so worried about that happening. I got a destruction of property too. I got to go to trial in December, and I got two trials 2 days in a row.
Why, is it from the same incident?
No, not at all. It just worked
Oh,
out
it's
as
from a different one?
It worked out as coincidence that I have two trials in two different counties in 2 consecutive days. So, yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah. So I wanted to call in. But I wasn't sure at this point because there was technical difficulties. But I wanted it to be like, hello, and then I'd be like, yeah, wrong here. This is Nathan Bedford Forrest here. I will not stand by him on being slandered in this way. I have a fine, upstanding southern gentleman. That type of thing.
Mm-hmm. That would have been hilarious.
I was going to do my whole thing as Nathan Bedford Forrest, and then accuse you of being super racist because of some of the KKK sympathizing you were just doing.
You know what they say. You know what the only thing that's better than doing a comedy bit is, right? Is saying that you were gonna and just vaguely explaining it. That's way better than actually doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm going to do.
Dude,
I'm going to go up on stage. I'm going to start doing stand-up, but I'm just going to tell them what I was going to do.
Let's see. Andrea
For 5
says
minutes.
we're trying to reconnect to the internet. It kicked us off, and we can't figure out why.
Oh, I was going to say, you tell that girl to stop it with the language.
I still have it on my computer, but we can't Skype from the computer. Here's what I'm going to say.
Oh, dang.
I'm typing this. Fuck you, you piece of shit. There we go.
Just be like, I don't even need you right now. Nathan Bedford Forrest just called in.
Yeah. No, except she can hear the show. So
actually, that's actually a funny idea, though. Going up and doing some open mic comedy shit, and then just tell them what you had planned for 5 minutes.
Just bomb everybody
for 5 minutes. Just be like, "Oh my god, you guys would have been. This would have been so hilarious." I was like totally gonna come up here and like, like what the fuck?
Everybody just gets awkward and looks at the floor. All right, Andrea says the laptop. Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Who? What?
She says she just sent me a message that says the laptop. So that's good. You said you were checking into the Ku Klux Klan a lot lately too. We just coincidentally started talking earlier.
Yeah, I know, that's weird. That is weird because I literally have almost no interest in, and then somehow I got on this weird tangent, which happens with technology these days, and just ample amounts of fucking free time.
I'll tell you what, Tom, I'll be darned if it doesn't.
It sure does. Hot diggity. If I wasn't Monkey's cunt sack.
If I wasn't Punky's Brewster, that's what I thought you were going to say.
this is unraveling.
You're right.
No, I did though.
Talk about the Klan.
It was, yeah. It was. I was just looking at it. There was this thing. It was a whole YouTube video, and I think it was because I was watching Vice videos. You know that Vice channel on there.
I do.
And it was like I was watching some other one, some fucking, and I hate that. It's just such a stupid fucking baseline vanilla garbage. You know what I mean? There was
Vice.
a couple of them where they went down, and
Well,
but it's just.
Sometimes they go to
It's so
crazy ass
typical.
places that are. It's like really impressive that they were able to forge the contacts and get to the places they go.
Yeah, that, like when I first started going, like when they're
But the host,
really
dude,
getting into the thick of some shit, you know what I mean, in
The-
foreign countries, and it's like, wow, okay, that's, like they went over and hung out with this Russian billionaire
I know, and
who
they
was basically just
who-
granted his wealth
who just
on the
makes
collapse of the USSR.
who just makes shitty beats and fucking plays video games. I know
he
which
was
guy
a
you're talking
fucking legit. I mean, this guy.
Yeah, no, yeah, but his beats sucked.
Yeah, no,
But-
he's yeah. But,
But
that's
no,
what I'm
hold
saying.
on.
Like some of those are good, but most of them are just like
The problem with
you might
Vice,
as well be watching Ghost Hunter or some dumb shit.
the problem with Vice is they're fucking the guys that they send out to do this are all these like super like yeah, I don't give a fuck wayfish white guy thing.
Yeah,
You know? And
waifish
it's
little
like,
fucking. I know, like, dude. I honestly like. I'm usually rooting for something bad to happen to them because I'm like, these guys can't handle themselves. I couldn't fucking handle myself
dude,
in
they,
this situation. I mean,
I know you're watching.
I
you're
guess
like,
you never know, but
this guy needs to
Come
get
on.
this guy needs to get fucking
Yeah.
punched in the face with a spear right now. Learn his lesson.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like
and-
that's what is this guy gonna do except for turtle up and cower if some shit actually goes on? Like
That's
this dude.
That's what
I would rather see one of
Yeah.
the dudes from like Survivor Man or some shit going into these things and like experiencing this because at least they're like ex-military and could possibly, take care of themselves or some shit. But
the guy that always does the Vice drug episodes. Whenever they do something about a
Yeah.
drug, they send this fucking this guy who's got like he's got like a big
He's a
nose
fucking
and
nerd.
long hair and like and he does these voiceovers. It's just like I wasn't but it'll always be like I wasn't really sure what the ayahuasca's effect would be, but I was very interested to find out. The journey
Yeah.
down the river was long and arduous. And
Yeah,
it's like,
that's the
shut
thing is
up.
that's what I'm saying. Like the only impressive thing is that they even that like very few of them are like at all impressive. But still, like myself, I've literally been like fucking flashed with a knife. I've been hit in the fucking head with objects. I've been beaten by like groups of guys. I'm not unfamiliar with like
No.
violence and
You know
shit.
what? I understand. One time I was at a festival when I was a kid and I got stung by a wasp.
Yeah,
You get it,
it's the same thing.
right?
We're on the same page. But yeah, like, so I don't know. Maybe it's me, but like, I'm looking for something. Like, if they're going into some fucking native village and are gonna like build it up to where they're gonna, experience some of their rites of passage or whatever, it better not be getting fucking smacked in the back of the calf with a goddamn stick. I'm like, if this is what you're building up to, you fucking bitch.
Right, and like,
I
do
thought you were gonna fucking get, like your fucking whole chest tattooed with poisonous fucking, quills from some fucked up bush or so, and
I
be
went
like
to the-
singing in
I-
a trance for fucking a week. That's some crazy shit. Like going
Yeah.
in there and getting, your ear pierced. Who gives a fuck, man? Stop.
I went to the rainforest for 3 days. I didn't.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
I
is
didn't
that the
really get it.
voiceovers.
Wait, I'm trying to do a
It might
line
as well
here.
be like one of those. You know what it reminds me of is
fuck
my
you.
niece used to watch a lot of that. I don't even know. Well, I guess every fucking MTV kiddie show.
What is
Like that 16 and pregnant, or there was one about the like being some age and pregnant, and then there was like the maid or
98.
something like that. Where
I think it was
MTV
98 and pregnant.
Well, there was the one where like MTV would like these kids would contact them like, I've always wanted to be a whatever the fuck, a skateboarder, but really she's the class nerd. And then they would send like this professional skater and they would coach, and then at the end of it they would have this thing in front of the school, which I always thought this is going to be detrimental because all these kids are like, yeah, Susie, and then as soon as all these cameras go away, they're like, give me your, get the fuck off our table, douche. You know what I mean? It's like, that shit don't last. These people get like this. But anyways, the voiceovers were always like that. I wasn't sure, but I thought I was going to, it was just like, so, like, they're not actors. They don't do voiceover work. You know what I mean? It's just, that's what Vice reminds me of every time. It's like just this absolutely boring, fucking droning out, like you don't even need words at one point because you just drown it out.
Well, what I was gonna do is the one guy that always makes the sound, like tries to make everything sound really fucking difficult and hard. And
yeah,
here's what I was gonna say a while ago. I was gonna say,
oh,
I went to the rainforest for 3 days. I didn't really have enough to eat, and I got a lot of free hallucinogens. That was all I was going to do. I just finally wanted to say
I'm glad you
that.
revisited that.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it finally. I thought of it, and it was like, it was really stuck. Here, let me give you a metaphor. It was really, it was stuck in my brain like an arrow through a...
From a rainforest native tipped with ayahuasca.
Well, anyways.
No. Anyways, I was watching a bunch of Vice and just, sometimes I do this. I know it's going to be gay and I know it's going to be lame. Sorry, gay people, but the word is synonymous with lame.
Sorry, gay people, but you're fucking lame.
Yeah.
You gotta start fucking cooter, or you're just not gonna understand. You're not gonna be on our level.
Like, pardon me, but you know what? Look, do whatever the fuck you want with whoever you want. I don't care. But if you're gonna wear, rainbow fucking tights around, you're lame. And if a straight person does that, I think they're fucking lame too.
Plus, what do you not
That's just my hand.
understand?
I don't give a shit.
What do you not understand? Just fucking bang snatch.
Well, I guess
go get some snatch. Anyways, let's get to the fucking point already.
Anyway, yeah. So I came across one, and that started it. There was this one. It was like, and again, it was Vice, so nothing actually fucking ended up happening. It was building up to this KKK rally in Memphis about actually that they were changing some of the state park names from these Civil War heroes. That were basically, there were like black groups that were, lobbying against these things. So
right. Making trouble.
Huh?
Like making trouble, you mean?
Yeah, getting uppity.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't know their place. Why are we talking like Brooklyn people when we should be talking like Southern people? I have that problem.
Oh,
I just go to that.
That's my default fucking accent at this point.
That's my asshole accent. That's just what I do.
You know what? It's funny. It all started. Well, it mostly started when you were talking about around the fucking Sopranos time. Because every idiot and their fucking brother thought they were some kind of fucking Goomba. Hey, how you doing? Hey, you guys. It's like, dude, your name is Jay O'Malley, you fucking retard.
And you remember that shit, right? Like how everyone.
Oh God, dude. I used to fucking, dude. It was. I've never seen anyone think that they were so cool, being like 18, 19 years old, wearing like fucking old man boxers and black dress socks. You know what I mean? With like sandals and like listening to Frank Sinatra. I just remember this dude, Vinny, actually. It was my buddy, our buddy Jack and Chris's cousin in Elmwood Park. And this kid, I was like, dude, you're fucking 19. You're dressing like you're a fucking 60-year-old asshole at a country club. And you're listening to music that was never even good ever. And you, for some reason, have this like smug fucking outlook on your coolness. Like, you aren't cool, motherfucker. And you're not connected.
Right.
Like, I could just beat the fucking shit out of you right here in the street. Nobody would ever fucking care. Like, nobody's coming back after me, motherfucker. Like, you need to check out, like, reality rather than HBO, dickhead. Because nobody's fucking burying anyone on your account.
I could kill you, and the only people that would care would be shittycologne.com. Where you fucking spend all your money.
Yeah, Drakkar Noir would go down.
Yeah.
You fucking loser.
Dude.
I know mobsters, and they hated the fucking Sopranos.
Well,
they didn't like that shit.
And
The only ones that like that were the ones that like have a slight. You know what I mean? There's always like those outcrop, those outliers that are fucking like their cousin is kind of connected, and so they once brought an envelope to someone, and ever since then, for the next 15 years, they're telling everyone that they work for fucking, fucking the Franza. It's like, you don't, okay, you fucking don't even know him. Your cousin knows his fucking nephew. It's like, but those people were like, hey, oh, you know what I mean? Like, if you know real mobsters, they don't fucking act like they're quiet. They're like, not all of them, but I'm saying like the ones that I know, they're like,
well, you see
higher up.
You see like the head of like a Mexican cartel or the head of an American drug gang of any kind. And it's like, these guys are fucking 55-year-old quiet guys in suits with glasses who drive modest cars and fucking and live in a house in a kind of cool, like, okay suburb. They're not fucking...
They live in a van. No, they don't.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Whenever they discover these people, they're not living like fucking, like flashy lives and going around and like, hey, give me a half pound of gabagool. Like, gabagool?
Hey,
I remember...
Let me get some of that. How's your galamach? Oh, you mean calamari?
Right,
with a C and a fucking... It's spelled one way, asshole. You used to, like...
I actually
That's the same thing as I knew black people that, like black kids that I grew up with, like in Elmhurst. And they were like, hey, how y'all? Hey, Tom, what's up? And then, like, come high school, they're like, oh, man, come on, man. No, you didn't. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, both your parents are fucking doctors and make like $200 plus a year. You're living in a $500,000 fucking, you have like a $500,000 beach house up on fucking Lake Geneva. You are the least hood motherfucker I've ever met.
Worse than that, I've known white people that at 2 o'clock talk like me, and then at 3 o'clock when we meet up with my black friends, talk like black people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's always fun.
That's the best.
Actually, I always thought that was funny. I remember specifically this one time. I'm in Dominic's, right? And I go up to the customer service. And I'm like, it's this, like one of these beastly white chicks that just is like like they just don't have confidence in themselves. So they're like, attempt to get some kind of identity by like being, like going outside of their social, like their parents' social, whatever.
It's basically trailer trash broads that wear track pants. I know what you mean.
Yeah, you know the type.
Yeah.
And so I'm up there, and she's like, blah, 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 and she's like, talking to me, and I'm trying to, figure out this something. And she's like, well, hold on, let me call someone for you, blah, blah, blah. And then this, like, Mexican dude walks up that works there also, and, like, says something, and she's like, no, you did not say that. And, like, she starts going, like, all fucking Long Island Puerto Rican, like, furious, though. Like, she, like, just flipped the switch. And like took on this whole different persona.
That dude,
and I just looked at her and I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like I called her on it. She was like, "What?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I'm half Mexican. I don't pretend to have a Spanish accent.
Dude, I've seen that. Don't. I've seen that a lot with like the ghetto white chick that turns Hispanic when she gets mad. That's like I've seen that quite a bit. Yeah, but Hispanic is good when you get mad. It's way more rhythmic and you can like fucking mix up the languages and sound cool, and like some Spanish words just like sound so harsh, like I think I've done that before actually. I think when I've been really drunk and angry, I've thrown some Spanish in. Like, I feel like a total douche later. I'll look at like a text I sent somebody just like, oh my god, why'd I say culo? The fuck is wrong with me?
You're like, ugh. Sound like Sublime.
Right. I'm the Sublime of getting mad.
Yeah, I tend to slip into Norwegian accent because I find that one more threatening.
And you just scream like a Norwegian metal band.
What's he going to do? This kind of.
See, I was thinking more of Norwegian black metal.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Just that kind of fucking scream is like your accent. Isn't it? What is it called? You know more about metal than me.
Yeah, black metal.
Yeah, isn't that from Norway?
Yeah, they're all like pseudo vampires. I never understood it.
Yeah.
This one hot chick that I knew, like, was all into that when I was in metal bands and, like, hanging out with a lot of them. Then there was this chick that played keyboard for a band that I knew. Just fucking hot and just down. You know what I mean? Just like, does everyone want to fuck me? Cool. Kind of thing.
Whatever.
Yeah. All right, you're hot. That's cool. We're in a dirty studio. Sounds good.
I'll come on
So,
your
yeah, she was all
ridiculous
into that shit.
mascara.
Never understood.
I
I hope everyone tuned in for this one.
Yeah. Well, what else happened to the Klan? What I mean,
This has been enthralling.
got anything else on that? That's what we were supposed to be talking about. Uh-oh, is that them? Dave is restoring the computer. All right, they might come back. We'll see.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Klan is the Klan. It's just, it just became an excuse to be a racist. That's really
That's
all.
what I think, and I
Something
think
to identify with.
I think at one point it seems like it was a more intricate kind of like secret society that had some kind of relevant views, but I don't know. I can't tell whether or not at the core it's always been a racist thing or not. I found a bunch of the pro-Klan people will always say there's been even whole black chapters of the Ku Klux Klan. And so I've heard a couple of fucking people say that, and then I've tried to research it on my own, and I can't find anything. I'm like, all I can find is certain, and I haven't gotten into like PDFs of like actual historic documents or anything, which I probably will have to do at some point, but from what I'm just seeing on the internet, I feel like if there was any significant black presence in the Klan, that it would be fucking all over the internet. And I can't seem to come up with anything other than a few mentions that there were a few freedmen that aligned themselves with the Klan and became Klan members. So it seems like there was a few black people that became Klan members, but it gets like way exaggerated with Klan apologists, or I don't even know what we call them yet, but it doesn't seem to be much of a thing, really, because you heard the same thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, the historical relevance of the Klan, I don't know. It's, to me, it really is irrelevant at this point because it's not now.
Do you
know
know
what I mean? And now it's just a bunch of obvious hate mongers that are like.
That's the thing is now it's really stupid. But
yeah, it's just stupid. Like the people ahead, you see these people talk, they're like in charge of it, and it's like, dude, these people are fucking morons.
But I have seen enough people that they've intrigued me enough by just saying like, look, our organization isn't about hating anyone. It's about preserving certain rights. And I've seen guys say that enough times that it finally got in my head enough to go, all right, fine, let me see what the fuck is actually going on here, And it's the same thing. It's like anything. It's like I was talking about earlier. Then I just started watching, I don't even know what they are. But no, they're like Islamic, like maybe Nation of Islam, but they were like heavy into nationalities and like it seemed like racial superiority. Like there's those fucking
racial superiority
Muslim guys that like preach their superiority on the street in different cities and stuff. And I was like watching a bunch of that shit. I'm just I don't know, dude. I just find the whole thing fascinating.
It's silly. it's silly to me. I don't know. I just look at it. First of all, I've always been intrigued in any kind of pride in something that you had absolutely nothing to actually do with.
Yeah,
that's always been like the whole fervor over patriotism, or it's not even. It's really nationalism.
I am so fully. When me and you first met, we used to debate about whether or not like patriotism was a productive feeling, and I really held that it was. And now I am so fucking against nationalism at all. But
it's silly. It's just like, I was born here. It's the best. It's like, what?
Yeah, but
and it's just stupid. It's just a stupid sentiment, and that it goes. But that's what we're taught. Like you see people identify with their college alum their alma mater like for the rest of their life. They like are diehard. Go Blue! I went to Michigan. Who gives a fuck? For 4 years, 35 years ago.
Whoa!
For what?
This place took 130 grand from me and gave me a little stamp that I can barely fucking get out of debt with. Woo!
Yeah. I gotta follow their sports team, and then it goes even back to like I could just see people like getting in fights over their grade school fucking like go fucking Lincoln High like in grammar school. It's like dude, I was kind of into sports at one point just because I don't know.
It's fun.
I do like competitive.
No, it's fun.
I actually don't anymore.
I actually do. I enjoy sports. I like playing them. I like watching them in person. I'm not so much on TV and whatever, but I don't deal with professional sports for just for fucking philosophical reasons more than anything. You know what I mean? And it's just a waste of my fucking time. I usually don't have fucking time for it. But I will admit that sports it's fucking great. A contest is fun to watch.
There's a reason.
In almost any case, I like to watch a debate. I like to watch a fucking ping pong game. I like whatever, dude. I don't know. Contests are fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty much only like watching fighting anymore. That's the other thing.
I
like
won't.
One dude versus one dude, and it's like, yeah, this is kind of cool.
I don't even like organized fighting. Honestly, I like watching fighting that's just like in the real world, how it might actually.
Yeah, I would
happen,
rather. But these guys are. I mean, these guys are pro. I mean, these guys are 8 hours a day.
Those
you know what I mean?
fights
It
just
becomes. It's a sport. You know what I mean? It's not fighting. It is a sport.
I know,
and
but
I've said that over and over. Like,
to me, it's just not as fun. I don't know. It's like, dude, at a McDonald's, a bunch of 30 people fucking fighting and throwing stuff. That's so much better than two guys who really know what they're doing and trained and studied each other and are getting paid a bunch of money and fighting in this organized, clean little ring. I don't know. That's all right if you appreciate that kind of thing. But I don't know, dude. I want to see people get fucked up in utter chaos in a parking lot. That's just what I want.
Yeah, that's a totally different. I mean, that's just raw violence. That's different. But I mean, as far as a sporting thing, that's almost the only thing I can really. I can watch football. I can't watch baseball or soccer. That's just wasted on me. But football, basketball, I actually like basketball a lot.
I feel like we started talking about sports as a side point for something else, and then we were both fucking stupid and stoned and just.
Oh no, it's just that whole national. That's what I was going to say though. It's just a arbitrary, pride in something. It's there's no reason that I should like the Bears over the Packers, or you know what I mean. Yet everyone's I was born in this city. I have to back these people. It's no, you don't. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with your life or reality at all.
Hey, dude, my city bought way better Samoans than your city. By the way.
It's how does that reflect upon you as a person? And that's. I think that is coming through more and more and more and more. People are starting to
Holy
realize.
Fuck. Hold on a second, Tom.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, dumb fucks.
Hey.
You're back?
Yeah, we're back finally.
No, dude, we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
What happened? That took a long time.
Good stuff, guys.
We have no idea. We steal the internet here?
Yeah, we steal the internet.
Shut up, Tom, by the way.
So sometimes it doesn't work, and then we can't do anything about it because we steal it.
Yeah.
So,
you say you steal it like it's cable in the 90s and you fucking climbed up a pole and
yeah.
fucking connected a cable. You just fucking clicked
God,
your
remember
mouse a
that?
couple times.
That was
is there a better
beautiful.
way?
I used to love that.
I steal it. My dad, dude. My dad used to. Oh, by the way, I wanted to call my dad out for two things tonight. One, I was going to say before, was he was totally one of the people that started pronouncing words differently when The Sopranos came on. Dude, my whole life, we ate mastacholi. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
I know this one.
after The Sopranos came on, it was mustachol.
Yeah.
And then
just drop off the last syllable. What? Why? I watched a TV show. Okay.
He even tried to say, dude, I swear to God, and he'll deny this. He will deny this. He'll probably call in the next show. But he tried to he tried to fucking pull a gabagool on me. And I was like,
Hey, give me 2 pounds of gabagool spicy, would you?
dude. And for anyone that doesn't know, that's Capricola. Okay?
Capricola.
So that's how you
Spicy,
it's
ham-style lunch meat.
right, and it's got some fat on it, and it's fucking
Delicious.
stupid. It's really good and spicy and old world kind of stupid shit. And,
Yeah, it's almost like prosciutto.
yeah, it's like prosciutto, mozzarella.
Yeah, it's like prosciutto or some mortadella.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and
Try the bruschetta.
so
Hey, the prosciutto.
my
I'm just
dad.
gonna leave off all. I'm just gonna do the first syllable on every one of them. Hey, let me get a little and a little.
So my dad
Don't
tried
know.
to pull a gabagool on, and he was describing some sandwich. I forget what it was. He's like, then you do a little bit of gabagool, and I'm like, you don't fucking say that shit, dude. Like, it's not gonna happen. And I did, and he was drunk, and this was 15 years ago or something. So he might not even remember it. But I
Did you
remember
shake him violently by the shoulders?
No, but I refused to go along with it. I'm like, you don't talk like that. And so yeah, he started converting. He was one of those people. And fuck, what was the other thing that I was gonna call him out about? What did we talk about right before that?
Internet, cable,
Cook next
stealing.
fan.
Oh, he used to steal cable. My dad stole cable. And
Good.
and he would steal cable so much that the cable company would eventually come out and put like a special cable lock on the thing that you
Yeah.
could attach our cable to.
Yeah.
And somehow my dad got the tool to take that thing off.
Oh yeah, no, you could get that.
Yeah.
I had a guy that used like briefly worked for a cable company. So it was funny because he had like the uniform was like a gray khaki kind of like Dickies uniform with like the fucking thing, and he had the tools. So anytime it was disconnected, he'd just come over and it didn't look like anything was going on. He'd just be over by the boxes. People would assume. So he'd just do it for like his family and my family. And
Yeah.
yeah, we're a bunch of losers.
Yeah, dude. Well, so I mean, but no, we were winners in a way because if you were from a family like yours or ours, which the only way I mean that is that you were not well off financially, but
No.
but your parents
Poor
really
fuck.
made the best of things and you had a fun time.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
that is kind of the best upbringing in a way. I mean, you're resourceful, you're appreciative
Yeah.
of what you have, and you know how to make fucking how to make the best of a situation. Like there were times, you know, in our family, I could count, Andrea. You could collaborate. You can corroborate this. I bet I could count on fucking, man, I'm gonna say one hand the times that we went to a movie when we were kids.
More often,
Yeah, that was a luxury.
more often it was being sent to a movie.
With someone else's nice family. Like, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
No, that
Oh.
might be a harsh fucking. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just
that
saying,
might be an
like,
exaggeration, because remember there was the theater that only cost $1.75.
no, I know. I'm talking about like as a family going to a real theater and all getting popcorn. Like, did that ever happen?
Oh, I don't think so.
I remember one time Dad took us. Here's the memory of a movie I have with Dad. He took us all to see Naked Gun 33 1/3, but he got drunk before and he fell asleep in the theater, and we had to wake him up when it was done.
I remember that. That happened with another movie too, where he fell asleep during the movie, and I can't remember which one.
Maybe they were just shitty movies.
Now that you say that, it kind of sounds like maybe we did go to more movies. Oh, we did, because we saw Star Wars in the theater together.
All right, whatever. The point is,
The point is we stole cable.
we stole cable, and we
I
were
like that.
poor. We were poor, but it was fun, and like there were certain things.
We all shimmied up the pole and put the cable in, and we all celebrated with a good plate of galamak.
No, sometimes compared to other people's houses, though, it was like the 1880s at our house, because it would just be all the kids. We would be gathered around the piano, and there'd be a couple of people with guitars, and like hanging out, and all the adults would be drunk, and we'd all sing songs, and then be told to go to bed. Like,
Wow. Okay.
and so,
Little House on the Prairie.
right,
That
exactly.
is not my upbringing. No.
No, I
Mine
mean,
was weird.
I'm just talking about like fun you can have for free, Tom. You don't understand.
Yeah, which kids never
You're
understand.
well moneyed, sir.
Yeah, what are you, a Jew?
There is Jewish
Say-
blood in the Spanish side that raped the Mexican heritage of my bloodline.
I bet you had a
think
phone
so.
in your bedroom. Were
Jew.
you,
Well, most of the time, I didn't have a bedroom. so-
wait, here's what the well-off kids had when I was a kid. Here's if you were like a rich kid at my school. You had a phone in your bedroom. You could wear like a different pair of pants every day of the week.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah, and they were all yours.
right. You were allowed to go online whenever you wanted.
Oh,
That-
yeah, that was a big one.
That was big. Because like we were remember Andrea, we would have to go. We were allowed 15 minutes a day of internet because the bill was like so crazy or whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
charged by the minute. Yeah.
right? Yeah, and they would like monitor us and like stand behind us, and be like, all right, time's up. That's what the internet
You
was
guys are
like.
clearly. That's a funny thing though, because Vinny, we're not like that far different in age. You know what I mean? Like, what are you now? You're like my brother Luke's age, right? I think.
I'm 31.
Okay, you're 31. So
Yeah.
we're 8 years difference. So 8 years, and like me growing up, there was no fucking internet.
You're 23.
You're 23.
You're 23.
I'm 23 years young. Yes.
And you had
I'm
no
a spry
internet?
little. I'm still a virgin. No, but I'm 39, and it's like that's insane because that's really that right in that area is where that all started off. Like between me and my youngest brother, it was like it's just a very weird thing, like the birth of the internet.
Yeah.
Because I remember that. I remember going online when it was in its infancy and stuff like that, but there was never anyone monitoring me. You know what I mean? I never ever, like, the internet wasn't around when I was young enough for anyone to be telling me what the fuck I should and shouldn't. Well, I guess nobody told me that anyways, for the most part.
Yeah. Fuck them.
But yeah. Shut up, Mom. Go back in your room.
Leave me alone. I pay the bills around here.
No.
Yeah,
No, that is
but
weird,
you know
though.
what?
I recall that. I remember other people being like, yeah, having to listen to people.
Yeah. We didn't.
All right. Anyways, KKK, go on.
Yeah, anyways, the whole time I've been pussyfooting around the fact that my parents were both in the KKK.
Yeah, that's where I thought this was going. All right.
And so, I was raised in the KKK. And
You're a black family, though, right? You're a black family.
we're a black family in that we
You still
hate
cable all the time.
in that we hate black people.
Yeah. Our hearts are black.
Yes. No, I don't know. We should probably take a break because I haven't had a cigarette in a long time, and Darcy's walking around behind me. I don't want to bring her on the show, but I need a little time.
All right.
Girls
Well-
don't want to be on talk shows, but then you got to get them on there so you can be mad that they're on there.
Yeah.
That's
That's how it works.
yeah.
Otherwise, what are you going to be mad about?
Otherwise, who am I going to make look worse than me?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Gotta knock somebody down.
Yeah. No, talk down to someone, Andrea. See what I mean? Do you see what I mean? You worthless fucking asshole.
I said knock somebody down, you son of a bitch.
You misled me.
Yeah, I did.
Hey, Tom. Hey, Tom.
He hung up.
He did?
I don't know. He's not answering. Did he just hang up?
I guess.
All right. Well, see you later, Tom.
Wait, is he there? Oh, wait. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm here.
I accidentally muted you. All right, Tom, we got to take a break. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate all your
All
help.
right, man.
Tom called in because you assholes had a computer fall out and he could tell I was about to start struggling. So he gave
That was
me
nice of him.
someone to watch over me. Bye, Tom.
All right, later, guys.
Oh boy, what a guy.
Thank heavens. He really saved our rear ends.
You guys, I just had to work like twice as hard because you weren't here. So I have to take a quick break. Wait, that's the same shit I played before.
Play something different this time.
Okay. Sorry, everybody.
That's an idea that I'm having.
Oh shit, it's me. We'll be back in a few minutes. Andrea and David Box.
Yeah.
Is Jimmy still there?
Yeah, kind of.
What, is he all fucked up and passed out?
He's sleeping, yeah.
How much did he drink?
Not much at all. I've just been working a lot and
Can you hear him?
tired.
You should get closer to your mic.
That's
Sorry.
fine. No, he's fine. It's good how he is. Just not much, dude. I'm just fucking tired.
He did. He came over and took one swig of Fireball and fell asleep.
Yep.
Wait, since when do you guys go to the TED conference?
This was my first year, but Dave has been working with them for what? This was your second year, right?
Yeah, this was my second year.
David
partnering.
Box. David Box.
What?
Do you know anything about the people that run the TED conference?
This was a TEDx conference, so it's locally run.
Right. I know.
But
I know
yeah,
all about it.
No, I don't. Educate
you?
me. Who runs the TED stuff? Who does it?
Ted Koppel.
I really don't know.
Oh,
I was bluffing.
Halliburton.
I was completely bluffing. But I have seen a lot of stuff at the TED conference that I've been disturbed by. Like, do you remember when Bill Gates did his weird, like, depopulation speech at the TED conference a few years ago?
yeah.
And it was like he had all this stuff about like how we need to introduce vaccines to Africa because part of the problem on the earth is overpopulation. And like if you actually research this isn't a problem. Overpopulation isn't a problem. Resource hoarding is, right? And cutting off resources to various populaces around the earth, that is a problem. But overpopulation, when you break down what the resources actually are and how many people there are, not a problem yet. Gets to be a problem when we reach about 9.5 billion. You know, okay, whatever. We've been over it a million times. And he had this whole thing about how overpopulation is the biggest problem facing the earth. And if we introduce enough vaccines to third world countries, it'll decrease population because the reason that people are having so many kids there is they're afraid of disease killing off their kids. So they just keep having more and more kids because they're afraid they'll die. I swear to God, dude.
Fuck? No.
Yes. That look up Bill Gates TED conference or whatever it is, TED fucking talk, you know. Look it up and you will find that. You will find a much more nerdy and factual version of the stupid stoner thing I just said. But yeah, that's basically it.
All right, I'll find it. Okay, so based on that, you think that TED is not that all TED Talks should be forgotten?
No, I'm just saying I've seen that, and I've seen a lot of other things that kind of creep me out about like the spread of kind of government omnipotence, you know, and
right.
And there's a lot of technology talks that I don't see anything about privacy addressed, but I just see like a lot of technology talks that come out of TED that are about, you know, the capabilities of a certain thing that I see like evil implications to. And
Right.
so that's it. So whatever. And I know it's a think tank kind of thing. So there's
Right.
so there's a lot of stuff that I have liked that I've seen. And so that's
Yeah,
it.
me too. And those things are they're all over the place. It's not just people talking about vaccines or just talking about new ways to transmit data over computers or just talking about hovercraft technology or anything like that. I mean, there's such a
No,
wide
it's
spectrum.
also fucking Reggie Watts beatboxing. Like, oh wow. Cool.
It's one of my favorite videos of all time is a TED Talk, and
Is
it's
that his name even? I think that was right.
Reggie Watts. That sounds right. Yeah. But one of my favorites of all time is Bobby McFerrin hacks your brain with music, and it's a TED Talk, but he doesn't say a single word. He just leads a crowd in creating music together without saying a single word. He only says ba 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 and just sings, and gets them to do it along with him. And it was so moving, and it really gave me an emotional connection with Ted. And it's I guess my point being that the TED Talks cover such a wide range of topics. It would be irresponsible to say no, I don't want to deal with the TED thing. Not interested.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I don't know. It's creeped me out a bunch of times. That's all. What?
Haven't you seen things that have also inspired you though?
Not
What
a
about-
ton. No, not really. I don't like Reggie Watts, by the way. When it's like you see a video that's like the most amazing beatboxing ever, and it's just him doing like pretty good beatboxing for 1994, and and looping it with a delay pedal. And then saying some kind of profound things between his stuff. And it's just like, it's, I don't know. I've seen a lot of stuff like that it's like this is just another little bullshit kind of jerk off fest. That it's not really the best and brightest. It's just who you know to probably get involved with it.
Yeah, and also the larger the event, the more you can tell who's chosen based on their ability to public speak and who's chosen based on their actual merit and the content of what they're talking about.
You're just jealous you didn't get to go.
Is that what this is?
What did you guys see there?
There was a good talk about germs and how we over sterilize ourselves and our environment in America and how it's causing a lot of problems and how it could be linked to autism and stuff.
Did you just
And
unplug
then,
the headphones? Oh, sorry. Darcy's coming on the show here.
Ew.
Shut up.
You got your headphones on?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a little more.
Is it going to be a
Stop!
problem?
You're cutting
if
them
I'm
out. Now I can't hear shit.
Oh,
There.
boy.
Okay, it's back.
Is it going to be a problem if I'm eating because I just got a calzone?
Yeah,
What?
that talk about
I want to know what you saw, and I want to know what you thought.
the
Are you here?
the
I
Sorry.
am here.
Okay.
Are we all here?
Yes.
The germ
Darcy's
talk
here.
was really interesting. He talked about identifying bacteria in the digestive tract that contributes to whether somebody is skinny or obese. And what they do is they'll identify an obese bacteria and implant it into a mouse and make the mouse obese just based on one bacteria that they put into it.
They'll know. They'll know because everybody else needs a microscope, and they can see this one with a magnifying glass. Like that's a fucking obese bacteria right there.
It
Bacteria
needs a
is
wheelchair
huge.
to get around.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they'll take bacteria from somebody who is physically fit and implant it, and it will cause weight loss in the
Look,
mouse
this
with
bac-
no other changes.
This bacteria is wearing a tank top and hoarding newspapers and cats. Look at it. It's disgusting. This bacteria drinks nothing but Mountain Dew.
Put it in a mouse.
Yeah.
That was really interesting. There was another really interesting one where a guy redesigned the boom system that they use to contain oil during a major oil spill when it happens in water. So, like when the BP oil spill happened in the Gulf, all they did was sprinkle a chemical on top of the oil, which caused it to settle at the bottom of the Gulf. So almost all of that
It was
oil
called
is-
Andrea. It was called Corexit,
yeah.
Yeah.
and it was made. It was made. By the way, fuck. We always go into this. Never mind. It was dispersed by a company called Boots and Coots that Halliburton bought about 2 months before the fucking BP oil spill, and the contracts were all the agents were all developed by a company called Synthetic Genomics, run by a guy named Craig J. Ventnor that had all kinds of ties to oil companies, and they had developed all this stuff way before and then tested it in the Gulf, and then this whole thing was staged. Basically, they knew the fucking thing was going to explode before they tapped into it. They had been denied to tap into it fucking a couple miles down, and Halliburton got the contract somehow from another government agency or whatever and drilled down there, and they knew the whole thing would happen, and they knew where they were going to disperse this controversial fucking agent, Corexit, that just attached to oil and sank it down. But also there was another thing called Cynthia, which ate oil and shit out carbon dioxide, and they put it down in the well before they fucking before it broke to build up pressure so they can more efficiently extract the oil. Okay.
Okay. So, at the end of all that, this oil is still sitting at the bottom of the Gulf. So this guy came up with a way to use a magnetic, it's a stone that exists naturally in the world. I can't remember what it's called now. But it's magnetic naturally.
Hematite?
Magnetite.
Is it magnetite?
No.
Magnetite.
Is it magnetite?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Magnetic magnetite.
Hold on. David Box, were you talking in your mic there?
Yeah, I'm eating.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
I got a calzone there.
Turn yourself up a little bit while you're eating so we can hear you. Andrea, go on, because I am the director of the show.
Okay, so this guy redesigned an oil boom to be magnetic. And what you do is you take shavings of magnetite and you shave them down on top of the water. And what they do is they'll sink through the water, but then they sit on top of the oil. And they're polarized in such a way that they'll actually adhere to the oil. And then you can use a magnet to draw the oil out of the water without doing any damage to the environment, without using any energy besides the energy that occurs inside of a magnet, and without introducing any foreign chemicals into the water or the environment, because magnetite is something that just occurs in the world as it just like appears as a stone, basically.
But let me
then
ask.
you
Sorry, go ahead.
But then you reuse the oil and destroy the environment.
Is that and yeah, that was his overall plan.
Plus, Andrea, let me ask you this. Who's supposed to go down there and get the oil with all of those sharks?
The boom does it. The magnet boom. So that was pretty interesting. I also I didn't like, there was a guy who gave a talk who spent 11 years in prison. And his talk was supposed to be about how his experience in prison has inspired him to create change.
What
and
a
reform.
cunt.
However, he didn't address any, he said that, okay, so he was 17 when he went to prison. And he was like, I've got 3 principles that I'm working towards, one of which is that juveniles...
One of them is the principal of my grade school, one is of my middle school, and one is my high school. I'm working towards killing them all.
One is that, like, the closest he got to suggesting that the prison system needed to be reformed was that he said that people who are 17 should never have to bunk with people who are like 50, and that if you're going to have 17-year-olds in prison with adults, which he didn't want anyway, that they should be only roommates with people of similar offenses and of a similar age, so
Okay.
that they wouldn't be influenced to become a worse criminal by the people that they were living with.
Oh, all right. Maybe he's not so bad.
Which makes sense, but that's as far as he went with it, and he didn't put it in as blunt of terms either. He never came out and said the way the system is now creates more criminals. His whole angle was, let's just not let people go to prison like that in the first place.
Let's
had a
give him
lot
a better prison.
Right.
That's what he
you know, but it's like that at every level of the penal system and the fucking judicial system. Even if you've never been to prison, at every level you get taught to be a worse criminal. At pretty much at every fucking level.
Yeah, and that's something that we've talked about a lot of times on the show.
Yeah.
And how the system is just literally designed to create more criminals.
Dude, I'm a classic example of someone who became a way worse criminal because of their experience with the judicial system, and also someone who was able to stay out of prison where a lot of people would have gone to prison just because I was well spoken and put on nice clothes and had white skin. Yeah, the last one was like the minimum, you know, just like, oh, and
Yeah.
the white thing.
Lucky me.
I honestly wonder with my history if I were, you know, some other melanin level, if I would be in prison. I don't know.
With your offenses and where you grew up, yeah, I would guess yes,
Yeah,
you would be
I'm
in
going
prison
to
by
say
now.
Do you
yeah.
think so?
Oh,
You'd be
Darcy,
in
I
prison.
forgot you were here.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. Hi,
Hi.
guys.
So,
They would have sent you to prison for being a er.
You're right.
well, this guy was one of those.
Which guy?
The guy who gave the talk, the TED Talk. I just felt like it was a real missed opportunity to kind of shine a light on some real atrocities occurring within the system instead of saying things like kids should have after school programs. Well, duh, kids should have after school programs.
hold
That
on.
wasn't
Are you saying the guy was a honky?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Really?
A white as day.
These fucking
You mean
are piece of shit.
well, his teeth were white as day, and then I couldn't see much else of him.
That's stupid. I don't like this whole trend that I've seen of like guys that get out of prison and give you the real view of things. Man, I was in there for my own fucking reasons, and you shouldn't disrespect the system and law enforcement because you don't like it. I've paid my dues and I agree with it. Like that fucking dude that's all over YouTube all the time now. I can't remember his name, and it's not even worth referencing, but I've seen a bunch of that shit of like people that are just institutionalized now coming out and telling people that these people are just doing their jobs and this is just how it is.
Yeah, well, what the fuck do you think happens in there? It's probably an incredibly extreme brainwashing experience. And that's probably how you get out, is you adhere to the brainwashing aspect. And that gets you good behavior, you know?
Yeah, and also stupidity sells, which I keep forgetting.
Right, because you're not stupid and it doesn't appeal to you.
I don't
But
know.
yeah, most people are stupid.
I might be. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I sure am unsuccessful and just a fucking inconsequential nothing. I might be stupid. At least I'm not small anymore.
You definitely are not.
Remember when I used to be
That's
like,
the spirit.
yeah, I used to be like 120 pounds.
Yeah, you used to look real gaunt all the time.
Yeah. There was pictures of me
Kind
that
of sunken.
yeah, I look like a fucking German refugee in
Yeah.
1946. I really do. Like I'm like just starving,
Did.
like or did.
Yeah, see?
Dude.
Yeah. Not anymore, you don't.
And then I got really fat. It's like, man, is it a crazy life?
I can't
What a
imagine
ride.
going through that kind of like a body change. Like I've looked pretty much the same since I was 15.
Yeah, and actually, the pictures I've seen of you when you were 15,
What are you about to say?
not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I still
would
had the
say-
life in my eyes. He was nice.
Yeah, David Box used to be a fatty.
What?
Yeah.
No. When he's 2?
That's weird, right?
Until I was 15, and then I just like shot straight up.
Really?
He just
Yeah.
got like stretched out. Yeah.
There's stretch marks on my knees.
But they go the wrong way. They go the tall way instead of the fat way.
Weird.
Because David Box is such a slender, seductive, just like swivel hip bastard.
Svelte.
Party horn.
I'm gonna have to see pictures of this. I cannot imagine what that looks like.
Time for horn.
That's me and David Box's porno that we did together. It's called
Oh, I see you brought you a party horn.
Party horn.
He was like that.
Yeah. I was like that the whole time. I was
See it now.
I was the bottom. It was shameful.
The power bottom. I've never seen an ass ramming into a donkey dick like that ever in my life.
Ben Carson has a rap song for his campaign.
Wait, do we have that?
You have it.
Oh fucking Christ! Hold on, I gotta grab this really quick. Yeah. Sorry.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah, you haven't heard this yet.
No, I haven't.
Oh boy, yeah. It's a recently approved campaign rap song. It's 1 minute long. It's meant to be played as a radio advertisement, but I don't know if anybody's gonna play it.
How rappy is it?
Oh boy, this guy is good.
So, was it like a good song that you think like rap fans would listen to?
Oh yeah, definitely. And Ben Carson is on record officially saying, "I approve this dope rhyme."
Oh.
So if I don't know what will.
So I don't know. I'm detecting like a little bit of sarcasm. Like you don't think it's
No,
dope?
no. This is 100% the illest track I heard in years.
Oh, I can't wait.
Drop that dope ass beat,
I
motherfucker.
am trying so hard. I don't. Do you?
Andrea, do you have it?
Can you send it to me on Facebook or something really fast? The video.
It's just an audio track.
I don't see it on the fucking thing. I have an article here.
Yeah, scroll down under the picture. And it's like an orange and white squiggly line. SoundCloud.
White squiggly line. No, I don't see it.
All right, here. Can I? Maybe I'll plug my computer in. Here we go.
I need to hear this now. This needs to happen.
Yeah. This,
All right, are you
hold
guys
on.
ready?
I can also just look it up, I guess. But yeah, go ahead. You give it a shot.
All right.
Kill, vote, inspire, vote, revive, vote, Ben Carson 2016. Vote and support Ben Carson for our next president and be awesome.
America became a great nation early on, not because it was flooded with politicians, but
See where this is going?
Hold on. I think that was pretty good.
You like that?
I just I liked the rating, or I liked the rating. I like the rating a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know that you could rhyme Carson with awesome.
I was gonna say that's
That's creative.
it's really that's how you know a really good writer is when he can really stretch the rules of language. You know,
Really push the boundaries of his
yeah,
genre.
play some more of it.
All right.
because it was flooded with people who understood the value of personal responsibility, hard work, creativity, innovation, and that's what will get us on the right track now. I'm very hopeful that I'm not the only one who's willing to pick up the baton of freedom, because freedom is not free and we must fight for it every day. Every one of us must fight for it because we're fighting for our children and the next generation.
If we want to get America back on track, we gotta vote Ben Carson. A matter of fact, go out and vote.
I'm Ben Carson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Carson America.
All right, so that was mostly just somebody that edited together his just
Some of his
sound bites and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really horrible, honestly.
That was like the whitest thing. I'm Ben Carson.
Yeah. Vote. Vote.
Dude, that's really truly awful in a lot of ways.
You know what it reminded me of? Do you remember? I don't know if you remember him, but Jenny used to have this Native American boyfriend that used to like to listen to Native American rap.
Darcy?
Yes.
Indigenous Injun.
Oh, I'm sorry. Indigenous Injun rap. And
Injun with a J.
It felt very much like that, where they were trying to give you some sort of facts with a beat over it. Like it wasn't a real rap. It was just people saying things.
Do you know what I have right now? I have something I hate.
What? Oh.
I have something I hate talking about something I hate. I found a video. It's kind of like it. Seriously.
I thought you meant Darcy for a second.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. He probably. That's fine.
It's kind of like taking. It's kind of like taking a yarmulke and throwing it on an ice cream cone of shit ice cream. This is something I hate on something I hate. It's the Young Turks talking about
shit flavored ice cream instead of just shit.
Instead of just a ball of shit on an ice cream cone. I don't know, dude. I'm drunk.
All right, go on. I'm sorry.
Ben Carson's rap music video, and here's I swear I haven't listened to this. Let's do this though. It's the Young Turks talking about Ben Carson's rap music video.
Dr. Carson wants to appeal to a lot of people, and apparently it's working right now because he's leading the Republicans nationwide in the polling. But among those people are African Americans. So now, since he is African American, you would think that he would have an easy time reaching out to them. But of course, since he's a Republican, his policies don't really help the African American community that much. So that's a bit of a problem. And he apparently, and this is the unexpected part, has troubles understanding.
New rule. If you're the host of the Young Turks and you talk sober like I talk drunk and don't even make as cool a points of me, plus are a big, weird, fucking sloppy olive skin retard, then you have to give me your job. And you have to do my show.
Start the clock.
Good afternoon. At the tone, time will be
Real time.
Yeah,
Which
you really
is-
got him that time.
Which is how I say this guy really just kind of sounds dumb and drunk while he's clearly sober in a well-lit studio.
Mm-hmm. How dare he? That's your
Decided
thing.
that he should do an ad appealing to African Americans, but do it in rap. Oh my God. Oh, yeah. Let's listen.
So let's play it. I hate the Young Turks.
I'm very hopeful.
Let's hear what he says about
Let's
it.
rap to them. Oh, I don't know. It sounds enormously patronizing to me and totally disconnected from the community. But what would I know? All right, J.R. Jackson, what's your take on?
What would I know in my button-down denim shirt and sport jacket? Fucking stupid fucking.
I have an opinion about black people.
What is this guy doing? Dude, I hate the Young Turks so fucking much. This fucking idiot. Well, what would I know about the community? He calls it the community.
Yeah, like it's his.
But also, like, hip-hop and rap is one little community.
Yes.
Like, he does a rap song. So what would I know about the rap community? I mean, yeah. Like, I definitely fucking look like a weird Texas fucking farmer who had to dress up for a day. What the fuck is he doing, dude?
Wait, did he imply what does he know about the rap community or the black community? Because to me, it felt more like the black community.
Yeah, but it's a rap song, so apparently that can only be aimed at the black community.
Well, obviously.
All right.
I don't know. Dude.
Like one of the whitest rap songs ever.
Right. And that's the thing that's funny is like there's so many levels of misunderstanding here.
Did the rapping appeal to you? Did it all of a sudden make you a Republican?
Well, when I heard him in my Monster headphones.
Oh my God, he's talking to a black guy.
Black guy for this?
Hold on, he got a black guy for this. Hold on. And it's a guy who's just talking into his laptop with big dreadlocks and headphones on, who doesn't even have a mic.
The rapping appeal to you? Did it all of a sudden make you a Republican?
Well, when I heard him in my Monster headphones, rose gold. I mean, I was like, turn it up, vote.
Yeah, this is great. This guy awkwardly starts fucking saying, "Turn it up," and jumping up and down in his chair.
You're a Republican.
Well, when I heard him in my Monster headphones, rose gold. I mean, I was like, turn it up, vote. Vote.
Was that a Lil Jon reference I heard right at the end there? Did I hear it?
It definitely was.
It's a black guy acting up.
Those crazy black guys.
I'm down.
Say anything because of the guilt.
I'm down with the community. Look at him throwing his shoulders in the air and shaking his dreads.
Those headphones.
I'm gonna play that again because that's how you belly laugh at like a rare fucking really good
You're a
joke.
Republican.
Here's how this fucking what is this stupid fuck's name? I hate this fuck, dude. The you know what I'm talking about, the fucking Olive Frankenstein that fucking hosts the Young Turks. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
God, is this guy a fucking prick, dude? He really is. Everything is just this smarmy fucking arrogant. Oh, I guess you wouldn't know that if you were just I'm a fucking weird Egyptian or something. My most
Some kind of non-brown, non-white.
right now what I'm zeroing in on is I don't know what he is. Why don't you be why don't you be something I recognize, you stupid fuck?
What are you trying to be ambiguous?
Right.
You think
God.
you're better than me?
Where does this guy got? He looks like fucking Jose Canseco got left out on the beach for 2 weeks. There's a dead fucking sun-baked Jose Canseco.
Oh. All right, wait. Let's hear this laugh.
All right.
Well, when I heard him in my Monster headphones, rose gold. I mean, I was like, turn it up, vote. Vote.
Think about laughing like that. You don't laugh like that. A rhythmic black man saying something generic. Oh my God, he danced. His people are so musical.
And talented.
I'd like to recreate the same fucking thing. Put me on there for an interview and watch me go, it's about voting. Voting. And he'll just look at me like I'm a fucking retard because that's what I would be for doing that. And you should be looking at... Hold on. You should be looking at this black guy. If he was on our show and he did that, we just look at him like, what the fuck are you doing? What was that? And instead, you get this fake, again, just people who are so classically fucking fake liberal. They have this paternal instinct with minorities. Oh, let me covet them. Let me just fucking, let me just prove my loyalty to you at any time that I can. Did you just throw your shoulders back and forth and say 2 words back and forth that made no sense?
Unity. But what would I know? All right, Jared Jackson, what's your take on this? Did the rapping appeal to you? Did it all of a sudden make you a Republican?
Culture you
Well, when I heard him in my Monster headphones, rose gold. I mean, I was like, turn it up.
Wait. You have monster headphones? Oh.
Turn it vote.
I don't even
He claps his hands too. What a cunt.
like a retard.
What a fucking idiot. You bring someone on your show and you go, turn a vote. It's, yeah. Ah! Fucking shut up.
More.
God damn it.
More black stuff.
Maybe you could do maybe the Republicans would get pissed off if you did a nice soft shoe for us. Turn a vote. Ha! Clackety clackety clack. Holy shit.
Well, this wasn't Ben Carson's only misstep this week either, because he's got some shit going on.
And now for a commentary on Ben Carson's rap music video, we have Step and Fetch It. Hey, master. Why sure love me the watermelon set for the seeds. Jesus, dude. I hate seeing. But isn't that the fucking truth of what's being laughed at there?
You're a Republican.
Well, when I heard him in my Monster headphones.
Wait, hold on. Did that make anyone here laugh? When I heard him on my Monster headphones.
I don't know.
I was like, turn it up. Turn it vote.
Fucking fake piece of shit. Fucking fake piece of shit. God, I hate the Young Turks.
And I said, don't ask me none, master.
That's racial.
I'll go for
That's
you.
dude, I've seen it so many times. People that are insecure around other races, people play up their racial stereotypes and get laughs from it. And it's just the biggest fucking weird nervous energy thing. You're around it. Like, if you're in any kind of town that has all kinds of people, you see it at bars that you go to. You know what I mean? You see people play up their stereotypes for laughs, and then everyone else laugh at something that, like, it wasn't actually funny. If I said the same fucking thing or did the same fucking thing, you'd look at me like I was a fucking moron.
Well, you're not black. Means you're not funny. It's not your fault.
God, I can't play that clip enough, dude. That's so awkward. It's so we just stumbled across that, but that is so awkward, isn't it?
When I'm in a group of black dudes, I have to act like especially white so that they think I'm funny.
Hey, you guys.
You know what?
Hold
Did
on,
you-
I'm just
did you
checking.
That is the same thing I've been guilty of. Is I act extra white so that nobody thinks I'm like trying to be down. You know what I mean? Like I try not to even
I'm not cool.
You don't even want to, but after you become friends with people, it's no big deal. But like when you're in situations where you're like the only white person and you don't know anyone, I've totally done that where I'm like, dude,
Actually down.
I'm acting really white because I don't even want to seem like I'm trying. You know what I mean? Like when I'm thinking of times where
I think we've you guys are putting up together.
yeah,
What?
times where I've been in fucking, sad to say, but most of those times were when I was in trouble and I was in like some swap or fucking legal program or something and I was the only white person. But yeah, I've definitely done that shit, to be honest. I'm as much of a douchebag as anyone. Hey, David Box, I've got a white man's shirt on and khakis, and I'd like to play golf tomorrow, but I hope all my friends are on time. Wait, go closer to your mic. I can't even hear you.
You're breaking up.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens here with the rest of this audio.
I don't know, man. It's patronizing. It's ridiculous. So whenever someone's obviously doesn't know what they're doing or who they're talking to, and they try. I mean, it happens all the time with politicians that are too old or too removed. Whenever they say they like a certain sports team, and everyone knows that they don't watch that sports team, but they're in that city. It's obvious. So just stop. Don't try it. You're not going to get it that way. Try a different angle. I mean, but there's an ego problem, and then so you're like, oh well, you know, I can. I mean, they're black people. They listen to rap, right? Okay, let's just throw some random raps on the other.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is an age thing. You know, maybe it's like, I don't know, how do you talk to these people? I mean, I used to listen to country, but maybe the young people with their saggy pants are listening to the rap music these days. But look, he's not the first African American on the Republican side to run patronizing ads in African American media. Herman Cain, who was running last time around in 2012, did a very similar strategy. Now, he didn't rap, but look at how he views African Americans in this ad that they ran.
Andrea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know a way, tired. I come too far from where I started from. Oh, wait a second. But people on the right cater to minorities, right? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. It's a problem that people on the right are catering to minorities. Holy fuck. These guys are retarded.
They should only be pursuing the white vote. That's all that matters.
I can barely hear
black
you
votes
guys.
even count.
You guys are all fucked up again.
Are we quiet? Are we
Oh no.
cutting in and out?
Hang on.
Oh no.
What I was going to say this, too, about the dreadlock guy who was talking for a while, is he actually said in there, man, I don't know, that angle's not working. Try a different angle. Not like, don't be a fake-ass motherfucker and we need real representation in this country. No. Try a different angle because I'm smart and sophisticated and I've identified that you're fake. And I'm just kind of like, you know, dude, just fucking, if you said the right things, I'd be with you. You know, just fucking, just try something else. It's fucking moron, dude.
Yeah, man. This is not successful marketing. You need to advertise differently if you want to trick people.
This fucking
Connected with the
idiot.
community. But what would I know? All right, Jared
What would I
Jackson,
know?
what's your take on this?
Jared Jackson. I just wanted to play it to see who that was. But now we got to do this again.
Did the rapping appeal to you? Did it all of a sudden make you a Republican?
Well, when I heard him in my Monster headphones, rose gold. I mean, I was like, turn it up, vote.
Fucking Christ. Why does that have 86,000 views? The
Maybe
fuck,
they're all
dude?
doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
It is. It's just really infuriating, isn't it? I just clicked on that shit. I had no idea that it was going to be in there, and I knew that there would be something.
Yeah, why wouldn't there be? It's terrible. Ben Carson also.
Go ahead. What?
Well, I was going to move on to Ben Carson's CNN interview where he verbally attacked his interviewer. Which, Vinny, you've got the video for.
All right, listen. Let's take a quick break and let's like hang up and redo the Skype connection because that seems to work sometimes.
Okay.
And then we'll do
sound
that.
real weird.
Is that cool?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, great.
Yes. Can you hear us? Yes.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Darcy, I kind of forgot you were here the whole time. Huh?
Sorry. I don't know.
Talk right in
I've
there.
had a very long day.
All right. We'll talk about some stuff when we get back.
Okay. All right.
Back in a few. All right. Are you guys here?
Yeah, are we better?
Yeah. Can you talk about something for like 1 minute? I'll be right back.
Is that how long it's going to take for you and Darcy to get you to climax secretly during the show?
Out of my octopus, out of
your
my
penis?
octopus, like 8 penises.
All right, well,
I never wanted to know that.
Good luck.
Hold on.
Keep your dicks crossed.
I'll be right back after she makes my 8 penises come. Hold on.
Right. Well, what the fuck are we supposed to talk about? We were gonna try and hear the audio from that Ben dude, right?
Yeah, the Ben Carson. Why can't you remember his name?
I don't know, because I don't care. I really just don't.
It is really generic, too.
Ben Carson, yeah.
He just sounds like a nobody. But I swear, every single time I bring him up to you, I say something about Ben Carson, and you're like, "Who the fuck is that?" I don't know what Ben. I don't know who that is.
It's just a name that I can't bring myself to give a shit about.
Haven't you seen enough pictures of him to hate his face?
No, I don't. I'm not like connected. I don't look at anything. You know.
I see interesting stuff on the internet, and I don't click on it.
I look at the same picture on my phone every day.
Yeah, that's it. There's 3 that you cycle through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I live under a rock, and every little peek that I get of what's going on out there just makes me care even less.
And they all happen on this show.
Yeah. This show is my primary source of news.
Yeah, that's good. You work on this show.
I learn as I make comments.
Yeah. Well, you're good at it.
Yeah. It sure is a lot of fun.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess in light of what's been happening with Ben Carson this week, he may no longer be the Republican frontrunner, which would probably put Donald Trump back in the winner's circle. He was, last time we looked at the numbers, which were taken probably about a week ago at this point, Ben Carson had 29% approval of the Republican Party, and Donald Trump had 23%.
Do you think he's losing popularity because of what he said about the
Black people? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because there's so many black people in the Republican Party.
Yeah,
They don't take to that stuff too kindly.
You released that song and he upset all the
Yeah. It was not a great campaign choice. But they don't vote anyway.
I've seen better campaign choices. And then again, I've seen worse campaign choices. So when you're coming out of 8 octopus penises, do they each feel as good as the other? Or is like the satisfaction divided by 8 for each penis?
David, please. 8
What?
octopus.
Oh, I'm sorry. What I meant was 8 octopus.
How do you make an octopus laugh?
By tickling his.
Yep.
By tickling. Wait. By tickling his until fucking white comes. Fucking goddamn it.
That was good.
All right.
You
really are.
That up.
You guys are really trying.
Hey, that has nothing to do with me.
David Bach, stop fucking copying off my fucking thing I do.
Sorry. What I meant to say was octopus.
I meant to say,
much
fuck
better.
you fucking piece of shit Jew.
Whoa.
Hey, now.
That
Hey.
could be the meanest thing you've ever called David Box.
I'm not a Jew moo. I'm sober.
I left my drink somewhere. That's too bad. Do I have time? What's going on?
All right, grab your drink.
Okay.
Hurry up.
Okay. Oh.
Hurry the fuck up. Darcy has a thing she wanted to talk to us about, and I think it was.
okay.
I think it was, as we say, interesting.
I don't know what that one was.
Yeah, well, she found an article that I think is pretty interesting. I really do. I think it's all right.
Do you have any idea what it's about?
And that's... What was that? Dude, she
That
slam-
article is about.
Okay.
Wait. Wait for it. Just wait for it.
Waiting.
Hold on. The guy got them fucking all fucking riled up, and we're gonna lay it on the line. Darcy, what's this article you found during the break?
I found an article that is talking about prisoners that are charged to stay in prison. Apparently,
Like charged money.
money.
Like
Yes.
they pay rent to be imprisoned.
Yeah, basically, it's like they're
Money.
at a
you
hotel.
know, like the ooze print.
Yeah, pretty much like that. It says that they can be charged as little as $1 or as much as $66 a day.
Dude, the music is so loud from the bar downstairs right now.
It's pretty loud. Yeah.
That so if you hear anything in the background, that's because we live above a bar.
Yep.
So they're what? Charged by who?
The state. They're charged to stay there because they are
Which state?
using utilities and food and resources.
Which state?
Well, this particular thing is in Ohio, but it happens all over the country. So they're talking to a specific man about it, and he owes $22,000.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh,
good
it's
way-
actually, they have a few different people in a sober living house that they went to after they got out of prison. One guy owes $22,000, another owes $35,000.
That's
So
some
if you're not
good
gonna-
rehabilitation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get that for free.
Well, they're not being charged to
This
stay in the halfway
rehabilitation
house.
is
They
a
were
goddamn
charged to
bail.
stay in prison.
But they're not being charged to stay in the halfway house. So what's their problem?
I'm not sure if they're getting charged to stay in the halfway house. They didn't talk about that. But this is just about jail.
Do these people have the opportunity to earn money while they're in prison?
It also doesn't talk about that.
Yeah, they earn like 65 cents an hour to fucking make
Well, yeah.
money for huge corporations.
Which they
Yeah, but if they're only being charged $1 a day, then
Who
they
get-
shouldn't pay any debt.
They get contracts to fucking clean up highways or whatever. You know what I mean? When you see people out, those people are making money, not for themselves.
Right.
They're getting paid some fucking pitiful amount to go out and create
Money
labor for a
change
run-for-profit prison.
Not to mention
prison.
the
Or
things that you buy
prism,
in jail.
A prism too. You know, like
prism.
a prism of societal. You know, like commentary and
incredibly
perspective.
profitable-
Like if you think about it, it's like a prism. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice save.
Well, and
Thanks to the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna betray you, Darcy.
Ah, fuck.
When we were outside, Darcy was like, "Well, I'm not sure how I feel about this." I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, you know,
Yeah. What did I say?
I'm trying not to sell you out too hard here because what
I
you
told
said.
you I didn't know how I felt because.
But what you said was,
What did I say? Go for it. Just say
you know,
it. You know.
I understand that like all laws aren't moral, but like it is illegal, and you knew it was illegal, and if you were stupid enough to get caught, I don't want to have to pay for it.
I don't see what's wrong with that. Necessarily, I know that they shouldn't have gotten arrested in the first place, But
80. Well, because we're talking about.
It's the same thing. Like, it's
Sorry, just to hold on, because
Okay,
not necessarily everyone in a prison shouldn't have been
well, that's the
arrested,
thing.
but like 85% of them are there because of the war on drugs.
Okay, well, this particular man was a drug addict, but he got caught robbing places.
Right, because the artificial inflation of the drug prices. Because
Okay, well, that's understandable. But he actually did commit a real crime. He robbed the same bar twice and got caught twice. Robbing a place is illegal. I don't necessarily agree with the fact that
it's illegal, I know.
that he with the war on drugs, the whole thing, like, I get it. I understand where you're coming from.
You should be able to rob people, especially if they're sand.
Vinny makes a really important point.
He really does. I guess I'm wrong.
Speak English, motherfucker.
But I'm just saying, like, there are a lot of people in jail for a lot of things that I don't want to have done to me. And these people probably should be, paying some sort of retribution. And why should I pay for them with my taxes to be there?
Yeah. All right. And I think there's some point in there. I think there is. But the overall majority of people in prison are there due to like mental illness or drug addiction. And Andrea and David Box are gone.
Oh,
they're calling back. You know what I mean? So it's almost like when you argue all these different like ways the government spends money, but you ignore the military and defense budget. And it to me, it's almost like, the crimes that people are in prison for, that they're actually there because they are a danger to society, that probably is actually a minority.
No, I understand that, and I totally agree. And that's why when I brought this up, I said, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not sure, because obviously $35,000 is extreme. Even the police chief of the town that this man was in, who agrees with the system that they should be paying to be there, thought that was a ridiculous amount. They're obviously going overboard with it, but at the same time, these things need to get paid for.
Okay. Are you willing to say the same thing about welfare? You know what I mean? Because it's the same kind of like when you talk about the overall view of the way that we're drained as quote unquote taxpayers, but all I pay is sales tax. But so again, I don't want to try to sound too sanctimonious about it, but as you're talking about this and you really look at the numbers, like are you worried about the drain that prisoners have as much as you are like fraudulent welfare cases, which are a lot of, I mean, dude, how many people have you known in your life that go like, oh dude, yeah, I work here and it's under the table, I get paid cash so I can still get food stamps and welfare. We've all known these people.
Yeah.
There are plenty of friends that I've liked have said that shit. You know what I mean?
No, I personally
feel
like welfare is one of the most.
But like, be consistent. So if it's,
when did I ever say I was in?
No, I'm not necessarily trying to nail you down. I'm just saying like, there is a segment of society that would automatically go, yeah, these prisoners, they did the crime. Why should we have to pay for it? They should have to pay for it. But really, all you're doing is creating more debt at interest, and you're creating more fucking theoretical money that doesn't exist. Yeah,
basically. And you're putting a Band-Aid on a symptom that doesn't address the actual problem, which is that most of those people don't deserve to be in prison and don't deserve to be punished the way that they're being punished.
Right. And this is what and my only point, and not trying to really come at you specifically, but like a lot of people that would be in support of this would also be the same kind of people that would go, you can't have welfare, you're just a bunch of lazy assholes and blah, blah, blah. So, like, yay. Are you consistent there where you think that, since we can't afford that as a society, then we should probably really look at welfare too. That's all. And it's a stupid. You know what? I'm kind of a douchebag for fucking making that point. Actually.
Honestly, I do think we should look at welfare.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm such a douchebag for doing that.
Well, it's okay.
I don't know.
I've gotten used to it.
I'm just trying to create an argument.
No, I never
for
even said
entertainment.
I was in support of it. I was just, I'm just not sure how I feel about it because honestly, I agree with you. Most of these people shouldn't be in jail. It is ridiculous, but at the same time, they are in jail and it needs to get paid for. And I don't know how. Honestly, I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know how much of our taxpayer money goes towards prison. So I'm not sure. 'Cause
The fact of the matter is that no matter what percentage of it is, it's going to be infinitesimal compared to the amount of money of yours that is spent on the defense budget, spent on closing gaps for corporate tax subsidies.
Well, and how about just this? You could even keep it simpler. How many millions of dollars are spent paying the people that enforce the war on drugs that almost no one in society actually supports?
That's it. That's the best. That's a good point there.
So
yeah.
eliminate that. I mean, we go over it over and over. This is one of government's main functions, is justifying its own existence, you know.
Yeah.
Well, then we shouldn't pay any taxes at all, right?
Right.
Well, yeah, that's the dream.
Well, and that's why I advocate.
Not all of us have that luxury.
No, of course not. But that is why I truly advocate, like, get out of it as much as you can. Like we had the whole argument last week where I was so mad. Dude, I listened to the last show and I was so mad at Darcy that I was uncomfortable.
Yeah, I
listening
would like
to
to
it.
apologize for my drunkenness at the
It's
last
okay.
show. I really
But,
do not remember most of it.
There's a dynamic between us. We have an ability to make each other
the most angry
like
ever.
mad to it. Like I was listening to it and I was like, holy fuck, this makes no sense. Like I was just completely enraged because of because you were kind of annoying. Like it just dude, we have that dynamic of like you can make me so irrationally angry I can't even explain I can't even formulate fucking cohesive sentences.
I
I'm just
love
like
you.
Yeah. I was so fucking angry I can't even listen to it without getting really uncomfortable.
I have not listened to it. I don't really want to be honest.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to.
You guys will break up.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I probably wouldn't have been on the show tonight if I had listened to it.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Don't go sniffing around. It's fine.
Thanks, Andrea.
Yeah, I got you.
So you don't think that any criminal should have to pay anything to be in jail? Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They should get paid for being in jail.
Yeah. We should pay them.
Well, to be honest, it's really expensive to be in jail. Do you know how much a honey bun costs in jail?
No,
It's
and
like $3 for a honey bun.
that is the
I
thing.
made that up. I have no idea, but I know it's expensive.
That is the thing. We're not paying them, but we are paying someone for them to be in jail.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, really.
Now I'm getting angry.
Yeah. No, I mean, and it's in a bunch of different ways too. We're paying. We're on just the, like I said, just the simple raw. What do we just pay in salaries of law enforcement that doesn't need to exist? And then what? How much of the fucking building of the prisons is subsidized to be run privately for profit? And a bunch of the needs of the, and people that are profiting off the prison, lobbying to keep more laws so that more people will be funneled into their system. It's absolutely evil and soulless.
And don't forget about major corporations that exploit prison labor in order to make a profit as well.
Well, that's what I mean. And these are the same people that invest in the prisons and then that invest in the lobbies that fight anti-prohibition legislation. It's you know what I mean? Look it up, dude.
Right.
We should do a super factual show on this just to put it to bed. But look it up. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. It's all right in front of you. It's all right in front of you. The war on drugs is the biggest fucking elephant in the room of every political discussion in this country. It always comes back to that.
Yeah, and it's breaking down so completely that it's reaching a level of absurdity that it's even still occurring.
Yeah.
I was just reading about safe injection sites where they started opening these places in Sweden where there are clinics where you can go. It's not like a place where you can go to shoot up on heroin, but if you're already high and you need a safe place to be, and in case maybe you think you took too much and you need someone to look over you, they just have open places that are open 24 hours with medical staff and counselors and things like that, where you can go and ride out a bad time and be in a safe place and have access to help and no consequence of law in the same place.
Okay.
Which works in a different country, but would probably just never work in the United States, right?
And some people would go, well, that's a drain on the taxpayers. Why should I have to pay for that? Well, compare that and the results they get to what you're already paying now into the war on drugs that doesn't work.
Right. How much of your money has already gone to a failure?
That's why the whole thing about like
time to nickel and dime.
Prisoners owing money or not owing money, it's just such a moot point. It's like if the actual number of people who deserve to be imprisoned were imprisoned, we would never even have to. It would just be such. It would be like
our economy.
The government would be like, "Hey, we spent $85,000 to like deal with these psychos." We're like, "Oh yeah, okay, go ahead." Like, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, there's not. I mean,
to one building now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really, if you took the drugs out of the equation, you're seeing like a very small amount of fucking people who commit crimes because they're absolutely that poor. They're getting revenge. There's some personal dispute. There's a crime of opportunity once in a while. But like, dude, the vast majority of crimes, it's one or two Kevin Bacon steps away from drugs.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so I understand that drugs being illegal inflates the prices. But if drugs were legal, they would still cost money, and there would still be people that couldn't afford it.
Right. It would be about like it is now, because guess what the fucking pathetic addicts that take the easy route do now? They're alcoholics. So...
Or they huff spray paint.
Plus, there's all kinds of data to support that when drugs are legal, the counterculture element is much less strong, and there's actually less like superfluous use by youths and other demographics that we're worried about. It's all over the place, dude. It's not a thing anymore. Like, we've proven it a billion times on this show. You know, you look it up.
Yeah, and the option of seeking help without consequence is huge too, and that's not something that is available very often in America, where you can say to yourself, "Holy shit, I need to get help for my heroin problem, but I need to make sure that I'm not going to get in trouble for my heroin problem." And there's always that cloud.
Yeah, I'm worried if I get into too official of a program, then I might get caught with this substance in my pocket one day through some fucking weird circumstance, and I'll be in jail.
Exactly. So I'm not even going to get into the system. I'm not going to take the first step. I'm not going to let them know to look for that stuff when they're around me.
But it shouldn't even be... Here's the thing. I don't even want government dealing with it. I want government leaving it alone, stopping it. People do what they want to do, and it's dealt with, through families, community... and other, religion.
Yeah, more
or
empathetic.
Whatever people, we talk a lot of shit about religion, but a lot of churches set up rehabs, and outpatient services and shit for
Yeah,
free.
safe
you know?
homes,
and
yeah.
and all that kind of shit. I mean, this shit can be taken care of in society if so many people don't get into it so extremely at a young age because the profit margins are so huge. You know, if you can become a seller. And then also just the glamorous counterculture image that's created when something is forbidden, you know?
Yeah, and you're really good at it.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
can get away with it. And man, they don't want you to have this. But look,
Yeah,
it's right
we've all had
here.
a sip of that Kool-Aid.
Hey, nobody wants you to have this, but everybody you know is doing it. Oh my God. Well, you're really fucking a secret agent fucking cokehead now. Check it out.
Look how good at it you are.
Yeah, dude. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows why you don't say shit for 4 hours and then come out of the bathroom and want to talk about your whole fucking life story. Nobody knows.
Yeah. Fuck, I had a good point I wanted to make, and now I am distracted by what you just said.
God damn it, Vinny.
God damn it.
I want to have a show. Here, talking about a point. Darcy, you can get Coke, right? Talking to the mic, please.
Probably.
We should get some Coke, and we should do a Coke show.
Ugh.
Yes.
That sounds gross.
I've been wanting to, dude. I've been wanting to do that for a long time.
A Coke show?
Yeah.
Would Andrea
Where
and
we're
David Box
obviously
have to do
snorting
Coke
Coke,
too?
where we have the
No.
Coke. We have the
Oh,
Coke.
you don't do that?
Huh?
No.
Oh, aren't you so cool?
Yeah,
Dude, I
am.
want to do a show where we have the Coke, like literally, like it's part of the show, and we break it up and we mic up the snorts, and we fucking do a Coke hang,
That
you know,
sounds,
and we broadcast it.
I don't know. I don't
That's-
know how I feel about that.
Who else has done it?
I don't know if anyone else has ever done that for real, but I'm sure people have done it for fake.
But we're gonna do it for real,
Oh.
and it's gonna be obvious. We're gonna get a Coke, well, dude. We're
I
gonna
am
get
not
a Coke.
pleasant.
Me and you are gonna get a Coke. And,
One Coke, please.
One Coke.
No, seriously. We can get a good gram of Coke for $60 probably.
Yeah.
And that's probably, honestly, since me and you never do Coke, that's probably 2 nights for us.
I don't know. I don't like.
Darcy sounds like she does a lot of Coke.
I don't
No,
leave any
she-
behind.
Darcy's a fucking uncontrollable raging lunatic.
I
That
only
whatever-
do it like
whatever
once,
she's doing-
like twice a year.
Yeah, but it's like you can't talk any sense into her. If you're doing something, it has to be all the way forever until everyone's dead.
Yep.
Like it's just there's no in between.
I like to run everything
Dude,
into the
doing,
ground.
doing Coke with Darcy, I forgot about this. It's so annoying.
Yep.
Because I'm like,
I'm not denying any of this.
no, it really is. Because I used to get the Coke when we were dating way back when.
The good old days.
And I'd be like, let's take some. Because here's how I like to do it. I like to take bumps and hang out and talk.
Yeah.
And
you like to take bumps and you like to talk.
and no, dude,
No, I'm sorry.
you're
I
being
just,
you're being an unfair asshole again.
I was
like,
making
seriously.
a little joke.
But you're making a little joke that nobody knows is possibly a joke, and people
I
think
just-
that was
I mean,
true.
Is it not fair that I said immediately afterwards that it was a joke?
You didn't until I called you out.
Okay.
Because it's just
Well,
it's just
yeah,
stupid.
we like to do
I never
Coke-
did that shit at all, dude. Like
We like to do Coke different
doing
ways.
Coke with your friends means you split it all up evenly. It's not like I'm some fucking weirdo that just did bumps by myself and ranted at everyone.
That's
I mean,
not what I meant at all, but that
That was what you fucking said, dude. See, then it's a non-joke.
I meant
like,
between-
a joke is based in reality, and then
Here's
there's
the
like
difference is-
there's like a twist on it that makes it comical. You just said that I did something that would be really rude, but it had no comical value. It's not a joke.
I'm pretty sure that when you and I did Coke by ourselves, it was different than when you did Coke with a bunch of your friends. That's all.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the time we did Coke by ourselves and you snorted all, like, the whole bank of Coke. Here's your bump, Darcy. Okay. And I look at the fucking CD case. Oh, it was an accident. I just snorted it all with my bump. I just wasn't paying attention to where I aimed the straw, you fucking asshole.
Okay.
That was 12 years ago.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is that the
Mad you still
the
are.
bump was maybe half of the bank. So it's not like I was crazy and did like a fucking gram at once.
No, but you
There was,
did. But
there were two fairly closely sized piles of Coke.
hold on. But
And
that was the precursor.
just saw one and I took it.
That was the precursor for the Vinny and Darcy Cocaine Act of 2004, which was that Darcy had to take hers first from now on, and it had to be towards the edge of the fucking CD case.
Well, why
Because
don't
we were always snorting coke off CDs back then.
I think the best plan would be that we just split it in half, and I'll
You
do
each have
my
your own-
Coke the way I want to do my Coke, and it's completely separate from your Coke.
Whatever.
I think that's a good choice, because then you'll have yours at the end, and I won't have any, and then I'll look at you with sad eyes, like when we have ice cream.
Right, and
And
I'll
you
be
look
like,
at me real sad because I have twice as much ice cream as you do at the end of the night.
I'll be like, go cook me a ridiculous amount of food before I beat the fuck out of you. And I'm doing all this coke.
Yes, baby, I'll bake you a cake right now.
Right. That's how it goes down.
Young love.
Ah, it really is magical.
It's amazing what you learn over the years.
You learn to keep your fucking drugs separate. That's what you learn.
And keep your mouth shut.
Most definitely. That's a big one.
Darcy,
Vinny.
did you do my fucking coke?
Oh my God, Darcy, are you okay?
I thought I had a baggie over here.
Baby, you did it last night.
That was pretty good.
I could have sworn I left it on the table.
Why don't we just do like a...
You shut up.
I feel like
wait.
we should just do a fictional radio show. It would be hilarious. It'd just be you beating
Shut
me all
your
the time.
slut mouth.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You both make me sick.
So
Oh, David Box.
I gotta go to bed.
Stay down.
Where did you get these?
Where's that man punching that lady?
Yeah.
I actually made those myself.
Sounds like
He
wood.
has been waiting all week to use that.
No, I used them last show. I'm using them
did you?
every show.
I don't remember,
Yeah.
like I said.
Now get back in the garage.
I think this is funny.
That's all that matters because you're the one getting hurt.
Right.
I can scream better than that.
Wait, this is the best one.
Why didn't you ask me to scream for that? Yeah, that's good. That was good.
I made those out of
You expect it to die out a little bit, and it doesn't.
right.
No.
No, I made those myself out of scream and slap sound effects.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
That makes them even better. Crafted with your own hands.
Darcy, what else you got to talk about?
I don't know. That's all. I just had the one thing. I've been at work all day.
It's how much you love charging prisoners for going to prison.
It feels
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
I dream about it. Like
you
all
love-
the money.
Yeah, because they're paying you.
Well, yeah, and they're actually paying it back in general.
They're paying you in the form of
Because when
the
you get out of
savings
prison, you get a
on
real good
taxes.
job.
Yeah. And you pay less taxes as a result of it.
Most definitely.
I don't know,
Bye,
man.
David
Yep.
Box. David Box is gone.
Oh, he
All right,
just
bye.
left.
Are you going to take the dog out?
Come on, this affects all of us, man. Our basic freedom.
Don't leave, David Box.
He's just standing there rubbing his eyes with both of his hands.
Oh, a sleepy
like his eyes are at the
face.
palms of his hands.
David Box, you're not going to say goodbye?
He's not even close to his microphone. Oh.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
That didn't make sense.
It's funny anyways.
Okay, bye.
All right. All right. Well, let's
Republicans, like you and your soldier buddies.
Not at all. You've got no reason to.
How's that?
Well, you don't work for a living, so what do you care about keeping taxes low?
Hey, that's cold.
You cheat on your wife, so why would you want an amendment to protect marriage?
That's the Young Turks.
But look, he's not the
Hold
first
on.
African American on the Republican side to run patronizing ads in African American media. Herman Cain, who was running last time around in 2012, did a very similar strategy. Now, he didn't rap, but look at how he views African Americans in this ad that they ran.
Paid for by America's PAC.
The night's still young. Come on, let's head to the river and try out the slots.
Nah, I gotta get home. I promised Kathleen I'd help the kids with their homework.
You know, the Army really changed you.
War does that. It makes you value what you're fighting for.
So I suppose...
I can't do this.
Why was that aimed at black people? Because
I don't
he's
know
a black
what that
guy?
was. I don't know if that was satirical by the Young Turks or if that was an actual Herman Cain ad. But I can't do
Oh,
it.
what does the black guy have to say about it?
Should we go to him?
Yeah, I want to hear what he has to
Young
say.
black voters, maybe you say, okay, they're out of touch. They didn't come from that community. Say, but it's African American Republicans that are running these ads. So, JR, again, what's going on?
Talks like he's drunk.
There's I believe.
Maybe
well,
he
there's
is.
a segment
Maybe
of the
he's just a
population that they're so
high-functioning alcoholic.
they're distanced themselves from black folks so much. I mean, they've always thought they were better than black folks because these are better black folk. It's an ancient thought process. I mean,
Not like the Young Turks. The Young Turks are totally down with the black folks.
and we mentioned it in the meeting about the talented 10th, and it's like a Southern-born thing. But it was around the turn of like the 20th century, right, where it was W.E.B. Du Bois. He had essays and was talking about how there's this 10% of black folks that are like could be the educated ones in traditional education and go to college, do your books and all that stuff, and the other 90% are more like the sharecroppers and the industrial workers. And in order to bring up black folks, this certain 10% born are better than the rest, and they kind of have to help. It was in a positive light of like, we need to bring up our people, but there's only so many of us that are capable of absorbing this kind of information. So I think, and then it's now kind of like a pariah type of thought process.
Did you hear how elitist that was?
What was he even... Wait.
Andrea, did you even catch any of that?
Can
or
you
was it?
can you replay that?
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Let me see if you catch this.
Essays and was talking about how there's this 10% of...
So here, I'll back this up to where he started. Hold on.
Better black folk. It's an ancient thought process. I mean, we mentioned it in the meeting about the talented 10th, and it's like a Southern-born thing. But it was around the turn of like the 20th century, right, where it was W.E.B. Du Bois. He had essays and was talking about how there's this 10% of black folks that are like could be the educated ones in traditional education and go to college, do your books and all that stuff, and the other 90% are more like the sharecroppers and the industrial workers. And in order to bring up black folks, this certain 10% born are better than the rest, and they kind of have to help. It was in a positive light of like, we need to bring up our people, but there's only so many of us that are capable of absorbing this kind of information.
All the other black people have dumb genes.
Right. Hold on. Let's listen to it.
I don't think that's what he was saying. I think he was saying that they didn't have the opportunity.
No, hold on.
No,
Stop,
I
Darcy. Just don't.
All
just
right.
let's not yet.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's
All
see.
right.
Let's see if he says anything that kind of redeems that. Hold on.
So I think, and then it's now kind of like a pariah type of thought process to think, unless you're still clueless like some of these guys are. And I think they ascribe to that kind of thought process. Well,
All right, so he's not agreeing with that.
No, yeah, he was saying that the
the
people at the time
90%
were
down
saying
there thinks they talk like, yo, and what if you have a problem with your hoes, bro? So let's try and speak to them because I'm reaching out to my idiot brother.
All right, so he's actually making a good point. All right. Well, good for the black guy and the Young Turks.
I don't know. I don't know if they ascribe to the talented 10 thing, but it's the mindset of that. And originally it was for, they thought it was a good process, but, even later in life, Du Bois kind of changed his perspective on that.
Yeah, so he was solid on that.
Way to go, black guy.
Right? I mean, I got nothing to say about that.
Yeah, we did jump to conclusions a little bit.
We thought he was being a black elitist.
Well, he still could be a black elitist, just in different ways.
Got my monster headphones on.
Yeah, he's a headphone.
Fucking
black
stupid
people.
shithead. Do you want to hear it one more time before we go to bed?
I mean, I was like, turn it up. Turn it, vote. Vote. When I heard him in my monster headphones, rose gold. I mean, I was like, turn it up. Turn it, vote. Vote.
Do you think if it was a politician that did a rock song, and a white guy was like, "Yeah, man, I heard that song, and I was like, hey, rock on," and do you think that
And then they like did an air guitar and they were like,
Oh,
right? Just and he started playing air guitar. Do you think he'd go?
Here's how that would work if it was a black host and a white guest doing the air guitar.
Maybe.
I also want to go back to
This
the
little
little
white
John guy in the background. Like there's just
Yeah.
guys in the background yelling things.
I wonder if that guy was black.
What guy?
You didn't hear the yeah in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Really? Hold on.
When I heard him in my
that's-
monster headphones, rose gold. I mean, I was like, turn it up. Turn it, vote. Vote.
like, who's that guy?
Yeah. Wow, man.
Do you think he was black?
Yes.
I'm gonna say yeah.
I'm imagining a white guy.
I don't know.
Get in on it.
Hold on. No, that was a black guy.
That is a black guy.
He
You
had
sure it's not a white guy proving that he's down?
the soulful voice of the African American cannot be mistaken, Andrea. The Jews have known it for years.
Well, when you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
The Jews always know best.
The Jews
Don't
know.
David Box, I said that.
David Box would be really pissed off, actually.
Yeah, he's outside right now. And we all know he'll never hear this.
Why is he outside?
He took the dog there.
Oh, okay.
That's where the dog pees.
That's nice.
Dogs that gotta pee.
Yeah, they drink water.
That's why I have a cat. Pees inside. I don't have to
No,
do anything.
I have 2 cats, and it's a nightmare.
Really?
Yeah, because their pee smells really bad all the time.
Ah.
Everything about them smells really bad all the time.
My cats aren't a big issue at the moment, except for sometimes they poop and then they don't cover it up for some reason, like a normal cat would.
Okay, we'll be back
Yeah.
Thursday on the Overdose Talk Show. Thanks for hanging out with us. Tell your friends. We have nothing going on. Tell your friends. Tell them to subscribe. Fucking help us out. Spread the word. We're coming out with merch soon. And suck all of our fucking millions of dicks. Goodbye.